Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another weekend of Get Good EU. I am Shadow24, and joining me today is my good friend Got Moxie. How are you doing today, Moxie?
I'm doing good. I'm doing that much better because we're gonna be front and center getting to watch a little bit of Overwatch action. What is probably my most favorite meta to commentate on. I don't know about you, Shadow, but this Diva Reinhardt matchup with the support lineup actually getting a little bit shuffled around depending on how you want to play. It makes me think how this is how Overwatch was meant to be played. That flexibility, that variation, finally finding the reward it really does deserve.
Yeah, back in the day when people used to ask me, what is that game you're always talking about? What is Overwatch? I would always say it's kind of like a first person shooter mixed with a little bit of chess because there's the strategy of the picks and the counter picks. But for quite some time, we've gotten into these metas where it really is just who can play the GOAT better, who can have the Baptiste that has a little bit better management of that immortality field. The stagnation has really been a thing, but now you have so many different options. I mean, we're seeing Reapers, McCrees. I saw Soldier 76 in a high level game the other day. Sombra, May. All of the supports are getting played. Even Brig still, which I honestly didn't hope for nor expect. But that's not my decision to make. So I'm definitely very happy to see the kind of fluidity of the meta that we've had so far.
Yeah, I mean, I got a game yesterday where a team actually tried to run that Bastion bunker on defense in Hollywood. I've seen Genjis coming out, I've seen the Nano Blades, I've seen Signed Barriers, Transcendences, CCs, everything to just stop that. I've seen Sombra play, which I wasn't expecting, but actually lifted my spirits so much to see teams putting some value into EMP and the Diva. We have to talk about the Diva because if there is anything that is
Ah,
constant at the moment in Overwatch, it's defense matrix. It's
the
ultimate
booster buff, man.
the booster buff, the chunky HP Tracer, the chunky HP Mercy. However you want to look at it, Diva is probably one of the most mobile heroes in all of Overwatch. And yes, I'm even including Hammond. She is just a little bit better at zipping around. You can just go absolutely everywhere and anywhere. You can be the peel for your supports. You can be the backup for your Reinhardt. You can be badgering the backline of the enemy. And you can all just be back on time on that point to eat up a blizzard or a grab in time for dinner as well.
Yeah, and especially like the options it gives to the rest of the team in a lot of situations. I remember back in the day, if one team brought out a pharmacy, you almost had to either have a damage boosted McCree or a Zenyatta and a hit scan, focusing on that combination in order to really deal with it. Now you can really just use the Diva to do so. You fly up, you do a lot of zoning, maybe get a couple of rockets out of the way with your defense matrix that you're falling down. By the time that you've touched the ground and you've gotten that orb from your Zen or from your Moira, you're able to boost right back up into Pharah's face. So no longer is it requiring that one combo requiring two or three people on your team to kind of deal with and mitigate. Now you can send a single person up there to deal with two, and now you have the advantage on the ground. So opening up so much more play for everybody else on the field. I love watching the Divas, the nuances of when to fly in with defense matrix to try and take May out of the equation, which we all really want to happen. Um, Grav's getting eaten. It's just an absolute. It's a fun time. It's a very fun time to play Overwatch again.
Okay, well, you love to see the divas flying in. I love to see the divas being popped out of mech. I love to see the nuances that teams go through to make sure that the ultimates are actually going to be able to land before they put them in. Like, I've seen divas get CC'd by just that May primary fire before they put the Blizzard in. I've seen May start to put the wall up first, then put Blizzard down to
Mm-hmm.
maybe try to negate defense matrix that way. But I've also seen the divas adapting to that play. It sort of becomes like this little tick where similar to how you have that Ryan counter shatter mind game, you now have this dance where the Mei has to be very careful about how she goes about her ultimate, not making it obvious that she's got it, not making it obvious when she wants to go for it. We see teams sometimes even just trying to put in a Deadeye to get that Diva defense matrix out, and then the Blizzard coming through, that heavier hitting ultimate, going to be finding much more value than that perhaps zoning ultimate. And it's really nice to see because it means that skill is back. It's not just get into the faces of the enemy team and who manages to get the first skill going as the one who wins out the fight. It is now the outplay and the outplay potential and opportunities that provides it. And that for me is one of the best things about this game.
I completely agree. And, as far as Diva go, we do have 2 dedicated Diva players on our teams. And just so you guys know who you're watching, we are going to be seeing Whole Snacks facing off against Bandits. Bandits coming in with a 1-0 record, Whole Snacks at 0-1 as we go into our first map here on Oasis. And Moxie, I have a feeling this is going to be a brawl.
So both of these teams say that Oasis is their favorite control map. We're going to be starting off on it, and this is indeed going to be this brawl. Looking at what they're coming out of these gates with, the Reinhardt, the Diva, the McCree, and the Mei, they just want to get straight into the action with that Lucio reverted speed boost and start just hacking away. McCree going to be trying to chip away at people, land a little bit of a CC, allow that window of opportunity to open up for their teams.
See what they're able to get done as they initiate onto the first point. You see the Divas immediately beginning to duel. The TCC is going to be the one getting a claim to fame as Daddy gets slept there off to the side. So one team member for Whole Snack is down, but one from Bandits are going to be zoned out as it's going to be, I believe that's Bandits, taking the lead in our fight. They're going to put themselves up now 3v5. That's a difficult situation. If you are Whole Snack, you're about half a meal at the moment. See if they're able to find anything as their Lucio stalls for respawns. No. We'll see the first point definitely go to Bandits.
And the first ultimate is going to be going to the side of Bandits as well. TCC is coming up to that shadow, 10% away. Linda on the opposing end, 27%. A little bit of a different story for that. Reinhardt really does allow you to see the aggression that Bandits were able to get away with because their main tank was up a little bit longer. Shadow does come in and David is about to hit the Blizzard.
Oh, wow. The Shatter came in, but the Mei wall there mitigates damage for the enemy team. The Blizzard's going to be there to make up for it, but they're going to now boost their Reinhardt to try and keep him alive, but it's going to be a bit of a faulty effort. The Sleeping Diva, the stall imminent. This is a big fight win for Bandits.
But they put in so much. They wanted to just put that Shatter in, but the whiff meant that they had to provide not just the Blizzard, but also the Nano, and now they're only gonna have this Diva Bomb for Harambe to try to just push Whole Snack back once again. Whole Snack on the opposing end, they're gonna have a Deadeye to open things up, and if they play this right, they can wait until that bomb tries to come through, know that Defense Matrix isn't there, and get a sneaky, cheeky pickoff with it.
Yeah, a lot of pressure right now on Ritz. As they approach, they're going to go ahead and use the Mei wall to hide the movement of the McCree as he goes around on the long flanks. Oh, he's going to double back, trying to find himself a couple of kills, but a shield, a Mei wall, and a defense matrix, not to mention the flashbang from Daddy, going to be able to stop this in its tracks. And once again, in a tricky situation is the Whole Snack as Bandits replenish their ults and continue this fight. Self-destruct will find 2 from Sashqua, and that's a very big turn of events as the sound barrier is there to help them send things home. They get the block on the sound onto the Shatter. And it's going to be Harambe coming in big with another kill towards the end onto Linda. I think that's going to open up the field for Whole Snack with Harambe falling off the map.
That is actually the worst thing for Bandits to want to see because Harambe did not be able to use the Diva Bomb. Matrix does have that sound barrier though, so if they get into a little bit of a pickle, they can call out on that one. But the Blizzard comes out, so they may well need to.
And the attempt from Bandits to get completely off the point and have a tactical retreat goes a little bit awry by a well-placed Mei wall from Kanbaru.
Yeah, but if you look at the board percentage at the moment, this is the reality for Whole Snack. They have to win each and every single team fight until they themselves have 99% lodged up on that board, and it's going to be so difficult because they are not in control of any ultimates, and if you cast your eye to the opposite end, Bandits have absolutely everything they need to start this push.
This nano boost has to be absolutely big. Atsu going in for a big anti-nade, but the Mei wall going to stop that from happening as he tries to build the McCree on the high ground. Daddy's going to find the Ana, find the Deadeye, and find the rest of the support line as TCC takes out his counterpart there on Linda, as well as the Mei. Bandits have just made quick work out of the composition that Whole Snacks is bringing to the table.
And Atsu actually dies with the Nano up as well. Daddy is able to get around the entirety of Whole Snack's team to come up to surprise the Ana on the high ground. Flashbang, she's out of the way. You know that that main tank is not going to have that steroid to get a little bit of a boost off of, and the team just collapses in knowing that the main support is just away, and they can just go in and play.
Yeah, and for a team like Whole Snack, who did very, very well in our previous season of GitGud, facing up against Bandits. It seems like they're having a bit of a rough start to the season. Bandits, however, have come into the season very strong, and that's following through onto Oasis.
Well, I'm going to be very interested to see if Holzneck are actually going to be coming out with this composition that it looks like. No, there we go. There is that double shielding that still exists in Overwatch, that little bubble where teams are trying to hold on to it with the Rhine and the Orisa. But if you have a D.Va, then it does sort of negate all of the value you can find with those holds just being eaten and gobbled away. So it will be that D.Va versus D.Va, that Mei versus Mei, and of course that McCree versus McCree once again.
Yeah, we're going to have these mirror compositions facing off to see who can better who. Shield getting quite low right now for Holzneck and Linda as they push on in. They get a good Mei wall out, trying to get the opposing Mei down. And Barrio, however, not able to find the kill into Draven. They do get the D-suit onto Harambe. Holzneck having the upper hand in this fight.
They can't really press the advantage though, because the Mei wall is just in the way, blocking them from trying to collapse in on the rest of the team, and Linda falls so low, has to back out.
Linda now being able to get the healing that they need. Harambe getting quite low, and an early nano boost comes out from Kalas Puffin onto his Reinhardt, trying to allow Linda to get a couple of kills, but it's Tiger in the kill feed. Beautiful anti-nade coming out from Atsu, and that just opens the door for Linda.
That is actually textbook shadow play right there. The anti-nade onto them, the shadow just coming on through. It does mean, however, that TCC is going to be able to have the shadow without having to worry about that counter shatter Rhine mind games. But Ritz does have this Deadeye and Tiger, the sound barrier. So they do have a couple of get out of jail free cards for Holzneck. They can just pull away back to the point. And of course, it can't just be blocked by that shield the Rhine traditional way.
Oh, beautiful stun goes on to Tiger, but he's already in the air, so able to use his momentum to carry himself. You see Bandits trying to take a more interesting approach onto the high ground, push and poke for a pick if they can. Before they initiate, they know they have the ultimate advantage. There goes the Deadeyes coming out from both McCrees. Oh, but Ritz can't peek. Oh, getting booped away, not able to find any kills on either Deadeye. Beautiful Mei wall did come out for Holzneck to keep them onto the point, but the kills are just not in their favor. The kill feed completely blew. Harambe is out for kills.
Well, you can see both of these Annas are really putting in so much effort when it comes to those anti-nades as well. As soon as anything starts happening that makes these Rhines drop their shields, boom! In the anti-nade comes in, and that is just the mark of death in this meta. If you can't get healed, you are just going to be sent back to spawn almost immediately. Matrix is coming up the sign barrier as well, so they will have that one to call in on when Kanbaru tries to put this Blizzard in, and that's really what Holzneck will be trying to open up with. You might just see that bomb coming out. There it is, trying to zone Bandits away from the point and allow Holzneck through.
Holzneck, however, still being able to hold on to this point. They don't necessarily have control of the point, but they definitely have control over the fight. Kanbaru there, able to get the better of David and help with the kill onto the baby D.Va. So now they've got ultimates to spare, and the point will definitely turn their way in just a moment. They just got to take Daddy out.
And it's taking towards that final fight territory as well for Holzneck. They might be able to even things out, especially with the ultimates that they've currently got in their pocket. They just have to be so careful. Not only do they need to make sure that Matrix doesn't have the sign bar for when the Blizzard comes in, they have to respect the D.Va and the defense Matrix, the threat that it poses. Yes, you have an impactful ultimate, but it can just become null and void if you don't play your cards right.
Well, Daddy looking to get his Deadeye out now. He's able to get behind the team. The sound barrier is out, but he's not paying attention to the D.Va, moving him out of the way. Oh no, he gets nothing out of the Deadeye and now has to roll into a fight that he's not necessarily prepared for. He is able to find Atsu in the end, though. You see Rizzy using the Deadeye off to the edge, but has to roll out of it in order to avoid his own death by the hands of Daddy. And that's going to do it for Bandits as they're able to retake this point. At 99%, however, it's not a whole lot that Holzneck has to do to win this point.
Yeah, so similar to how Bandits were just able to regroup and come in for the next fight when they felt that they were ready, Holzneck can do the exact same thing. They can just bank up ultimates, wait around a little bit, small eco pushes, and then come in with the full force for the fight that they actually properly want to take. Tiger has the sign barrier, yes, but I think you just want to come in, bait the Blizzard out of Daven so that you know it's not going to be there for when you properly try this contest.
Yeah, Bandits have everything that they need to hold on to this point, but it's going to be a very difficult thing to do. There goes the Blizzard that you were talking about along with Daddy's Deadeye. Deadeye finds one, the Blizzard helping with another. They're going to be able to win this fight easily. Rizio, however, trying to fight and claw his way back into point control. Lucio versus the Ana, but it's going to be Kalas Puffin that's coming out on top of this fight. are able to find a couple of kills. Kenbaru now turning things around for his team as TCC grabs 2 and gets a beautiful start to what could be the final end.
Hosnak are still fighting this, and the clock is still ticking in Bandits' favor. What could have been a clean fight might become messy.
Not only that, but the Nano Boost Reinhardt just got shattered, and that's what matters. Linda not able to reinitiate with that Nano Boost. The shatter gets blocked as well from TCC, and that's going to seal the deal. Bandits are going to be able to take this point for themselves once they can deal with Kenbaru on this Mei.
It's gonna be really hard because Mei can be quite an annoying thing, but that contest is just not gonna be enough. And really, Wholesnack had the chance. They had the opportunity. When they came in, when they had that sign barrier in that second last team fight, and they got blizzarded up, they should just have given in. They should have accepted that they'd lost that. They'd lost too many people. There was no point in putting the sign barrier in. You know that you've still got time on your side. You pull back, you disengage. You don't stick stubbornly to that point, allowing your enemy to get point percentage just ticking slowly towards that finish line, because it means that they come in and they keep staggering in. You actually see Linda, the Reinhardt, trying to come back into that fight even without really his team behind him. And again, that just means that it's a stagger fight. It isn't clean, it's messy, it's scrappy, and it will always benefit the person who is already in control of the point at that point. There is just no chance for Wholesnack to be able to get back onto it once again.
Once that Blizzard would be used, I would have loved to have seen Wholesnack either A, die on the point where they were, or B, retreat tactically, of course, you know, instead of continuing to feed ultimate charge to the opposing team.
It's a shame, but it's something that is a very tough decision to make, because sometimes you feel like if you know that your reinforcements might perhaps be a little bit closer, maybe you can bleed onto the point, get some of the picks going your way, maybe focus down a main support or an off support, and then start trying to chip away at the tank lineup. But it just doesn't work because there's a Nano Diva there who's protecting the Ana, who's got the Reinhardt as well. And yet you might have an advantage of bodies, but if they're squishies and you're up against a tank on steroids, they're not staying alive for long.
Very true. And we're going to be moving on to our next map, Escort, where I think we might see a different side of Wholesnack. It seemed that when they were able to continue to move the fight, to push the fight, they were having a lot of success. That early take that they got purely on pressure. They pressured Bandits. Bandits had to back off, and Wholesnack wasted no time taking that space and keeping it. So I'm hoping that here on Havana, which is going to be our next map, that we are going to see some more aggression from Wholesnack and hopefully a different side to their team.
Yeah, so Wholesnack is a very offensive, aggressive team. These guys, they like to just get straight in there and hack away at the enemy, to the point where sometimes, yes, it doesn't exactly benefit them, can put them at a little bit of a disadvantage, but that's on control. That's when you're up against that point percentage ticking up, and the fights, if you're losing them, they need to be short, they need to be snappy. On Escort, you want the fights to be as long as you possibly can if you're the defending side. And even if you're on the attacking side, if you can manage to win out those long-drawn fights, you can still manage to find so much value. You can find so much free real estate if you manage to win out a team fight and then just push up, even going ahead of the payload to just control the space, control the high ground, and not allow the defense to get that full setup going. It really can allow you to just snowball one team fight win into an entire map push.
And on the attacking side, it's the exact opposite. If you're able to shorten those fights and take the action away from the payload, that's what you want. So that way you're able to move things forward. And these are two areas that I think that we might see Wholesnack excel at. Like I said, if they're able to take the fight to their own pace, they'll be able to win it. Bandits, however, all they really need to do is slow things down and keep it in a single.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I can't wait to get into the fight.
To go along with something else, well, they keep a hold of it until the next fight, until it's proven that they absolutely have to put it in. And so I think both of these teams have those shortcomings which the other team doesn't. It's the strength versus the weakness. Who's going to win out? That aggressive in-your-face play versus that sort of slow burn that Bandit seems to have. Inching towards not so much of a slow burn, though, at the moment, Steidl. This looks like a pretty aggressive defense coming out from the side of Holsnack. They're just going to try and rush them at the doors.
Yeah, and this is one of those instances where professional play influences the tiers beneath it. We've seen this kind of aggression in the Overwatch League and how successful it can be with whittling down the time clock, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. 2 quick kills come out for Holsnack, and Bandits now have to go back to the drawing board. They got to figure out a way to bully Holsnack out of this bomb.
Well, they think that way is going to be the Brigida, the CC going to be coming out, the shield bash along with it, but they have to be careful. Respect Kambaru, who is just looking to place that Maywall, looking to try and separate a juicy target.
Oh, the Maywall coming out from Kambaru is going to open the door as long as the shield can drop. They're going to have to use the Ice Block, however, to stay alive, and this might be the fight that Holsnack loses, but not if Kambaru's got something to say about it. We'll see a trade on both sides, and the Widowmaker off to the side. Daddy making quick work of the rest of the team. And you know what? This is a fight you lose, but it's not one that you're sad to lose.
If you're Daddy, it's the fight that you're happy to win. I mean, we have to talk about that, how Bandits acted almost as a bait, so that everyone was focusing on the 5 players and no one looked to the side to see the Widowmaker, and a Widowmaker uncontested is a Widowmaker who is always going to start getting picks going her way. But no, Holsnack, they managed to build up towards some ultimates. Shashwa is going to have that bomb coming online in just a second, but Harambe is probably going to have theirs up as equally as fast. Linda gets the pick onto TCC and opens things up entirely for Holsnack though.
Yeah, now in a 4v6, Bandits are gonna have to play a little bit slower, which we've seen be a bit of a advantage to them. But the issue with that is there's nothing you can really do on the point with 4 people. So you not only have to slow things down, but you also have to go back to your spawn, pick up your other players, and walk through a long corridor that's open for damage. And there's so many ultimates on board on the opposing side.
Yeah, this is not going to be a slow fight, Steidl. This is going to be fast and furious with all of these ultimates coming out. The Maze, the Deadeyes immediately afterwards for that cleanup.
Ritz there getting a great flashbang onto TCC to kind of put a little bit of fear into that opposing Reinhardt. Sashua finds 2 with that Diva Bomb, but TCC and Daddy answering in kind. On the other end, they're going to find 2 of their own as Bandits and Matrix try to find a couple more kills, zoning Linda out and taking them down, and even scaring the Lucio away from the point. So Bandits are showing Holsnack they're not the only team that can move fast.
Someone needs to start properly contesting Daddy. Yes, you've got that Diva who can try and boost towards him to be a little bit of a deterrent, but it's just not enough. The McCree is not going to be able to answer that Widow who can just one-tap him. In fact, Axter is just taking that one up upon themselves.
Yep, saw the Widowmaker, knew that they had the health and the sound barrier and decided to go ahead and go for the duel, and you'll see the members of Holsnack just single-handedly, one by one, taking out the members of Bandits. Bandits didn't seem very together here on this final defense.
Yeah, no, it will be Bandits managing to move forward. This payload going to be chugging along once again. Holsnack going to be beaten back to that spawn point. Mystic does have this Deadeye though, so this can stop that payload. They do have to be careful because Daddy has shown that they are more than capable of popping anyone's head off if they come out just a little bit off position.
Not to mention that McCree is so vulnerable during that Deadeye state. Such an easy headshot. I mean, it glows.
It glows. It has just a skull just ready and waiting. And well, Linda is gonna be the skull that gets found out there. Matrix takes out that meantime.
Yeah, the Maywalk coming in big for Bandits. Holsnack trying to mitigate, trying to regroup and salvage something from this defense, but it's just not gonna happen.
And if you're Bandits now, you're going to be pushing up aggressively. Daddy has that infra sight, so you're going to know where all of Holsnack are trying to come down the corridor. So TCC can even go for a sneak. Shadow, he's not with the team. He's not on the payload. So it does make me feel like this is the play that they're going to be trying to get going.
Oh, he's ready for it. Are they going to check their corner? Oh, they checked the corner! They were able to block the shatter. Only 2 got caught by it, but it's going to be the ones that matter. Kimbara is going to be dying on the main. As Harambe as well gets himself killed. Looks like another kill coming in for Sashua onto Callus Puffin as they trade out. It's now a 4v4 on both sides. Defends the Nano Boost and Reinhardt facing off against the Nano Boost and Diva, but the Nano Boost runs out. And now just TCC on the point. Matrix no longer there to help with healing. It's all up to Callus to keep people alive, but it's just not going to happen. We are going to see the hold from Holsnack at the very last minute. Beautiful job by Linda to have the presence to check that corner.
I mean, beautiful job from Linda, but also beautiful job from Atsu for staying alive in that little bit of a fight where he has to just be there to keep his diva up and alive, because he waits around in that side room knowing that Daddy was waiting to try to connect that shot onto his head, making sure that he doesn't take the damage, doesn't leave his tank lineup without that support. Daven does have something that can leave everyone without support, though. That Blizzard is going to be burning a hole in this May's pocket.
Ooh, Sashua getting out of that fight just barely. There goes the Deadeye from Ritzig mixed in with the Shatter, but the kills aren't going to be coming through. They only are able to find Daven on that May.
But that's key. That means that the Blizzard is gone for Bandits, and now they're going to be waiting around for the fight-winning ultimate to come back to them.
They're also going to be able to get a lot of aggression from Holsnack here on the defense. Only 39 seconds left for Bandits to get this attack, and they have not made it very far in most people's regards. Only about halfway through right now where the second point is. There goes another Shatter onto the Nano Boost and Reinhardt, but the block is there. It only gets Sashua for a short minute, and the counter pin does not land. Linda's still able to survive, even though frozen, and putting TCC into a tricky situation into the backline. TCC will fall to Ritsu, but a couple of kills have already come in for Holsnack on this defense. Bandits still trying to get the force to get the payload moving. Haven't been able to do so. Atsu and Sashua onto the payload as the kills continue to come through for Holsnack.
Yeah, there are going to be swaps coming from Bandits trying to just get that contest going. TCC going to be hopping onto that Hammond Daven onto the Doomfist, but they're just going to have to keep throwing themselves at that point and into a Deadeye.
Yeah, that Deadeye looking to find itself some good momentum, however, not able to find anything at all. Diva Bomb going into the back line. Will find Ritz. Beautiful job by Linda to take, by TCC to take Linda out of the fight at just the right time, and Bandits could win this fight. Daven finding the kill on his Ashma. TCC getting Kangaroo with the grounded pound, and Bandits pulls it out of a hat.
But no one, least of all us, I think, or even Bandits, expected that outcome. That was all opened up by that massive bomb from Harambe, just separating the forces of Holsnack and allowing those, what should be stagger picks, to actually start getting some momentum going. There will be a contest, but I don't think it will last much longer. Linda is already out of that fight.
Speaking of stagger picks, Linda not only out of a fight, but the fight's so close to spawn that he's going to spawn so far away.
And Daddy is back on the Widow as well, so now there's going to be so much pressure on Flashware to not just peel for the supports, but also try to annoy that Widow, because Atsu, yes, tried to take it upon himself, but that means that the main supports focuses away from the front line, and so Bandits can get aggressive, knowing that the tanks do not have the backup that they will have. The one problem is that it's still running this Brigitte, and that means that they have nothing to try to keep themselves alive for when that Blizzard comes down.
Brigitte has been working out marginally for them, but when it comes down to support ultimates, definitely one of the weaker of the supports available, I'd say.
Well, they do have a Coalescence, that is probably one of the stronger ones, but the Shatter comes through.
The Shatter is there, but the defense is as well. There's the freeze onto the Reinhardt to keep things alive for Bandits. They aren't able to find any kills other than Daddy's headshot, and a big counter Shatter comes through to leave that Diva Bomb where it lies, and David able to find the kill in his Sashua before he's able to get back into the mech. Ritz trying to do something on this Widowmaker, trying to find a couple of dings, a couple of heads to shoot at, but it's just not going to work out. Linda doing the counter charge to TCC as we see both freezes come out from the maze. Everybody's frozen, nobody can do anything.
Well, Holsnack's spawn is so much closer, so the reinforcements should be getting in a lot sooner than Bandits, as long as they start getting the kills going their way.
The healing has been there for Bandits this entire time. The Skull seems to be a little bit more important than securing the kill. We see Harambe getting another big kill with the bomb. Sashua finds Daddy in the back line. Just opening up time for healers, specifically for Callus Puffin to get back to the point to hopefully save TCC, but no, he's going to go down right as she gets there, and you're seeing Draven back onto this Doomfist, trying to get some pick potential into the mix potential here.
I mean, they don't have any ultimates to build towards if you're Horseneck, though. You just are relying on those traditional kills, and it's looking like things are starting to slide their way.
Horseneck able to find a bit of an upper hand with a couple of kills coming out from Ritz on the Doomfist, finding 2 before TCC takes him out of the fight. Sashwin gets Callus buffing as well, and the man advantages heavily in favor of Horseneck. They might be able to stop Bandits from getting the full push here. Only a few members of Bandits still on the point. TCC trying to stay alive as long as possible on this Hammond. As long as they can deal with the spin to win, they themselves, Horseneck, can get the defense. They're able to get it. Harambe not able to get back to the point in time.
They are able to get it, and even if the D.Va had been able to get onto the point in time, Horseneck could actually build up a sound barrier of themselves, a sort of get out of jail free card for when the damage comes through. So if you're Bandits, you were just delaying the inevitable at that moment. Calspuffin had a Coalescence, but Coalescences can be shut down by a Doomfist punch into a wall, especially because Moira, when she pops the ultimate, she can't fade out of damage anymore, Steidel. And I'm gonna say now, Doomfists are looking for those sweet, juicy support. And when they know that those cooldowns have been popped or are just not available to begin with, well, they're going to be looking to get some bodies going on down.
Yeah, you know, Doomfist got stuck in that double shield meta. Shield meta is kind of like well, maybe we can use the Doomfist a little bit, very situationally, to deal with the double shield. And now that the meta has opened up in such a large way, we're starting to see some really powerful, really creative Doomfist play come out from some of these teams.
Yeah, especially on those last second contests as well. He is so easy to get out of spawn and onto a payload or point and stay alive because he is probably one of the most mobile DPS players. He has that sustainability as well. If he manages to connect an ability onto a person, he gains shielding. Like, that is almost as annoying as trying to oust a Mei from a point. But we're going to be looking a little bit to the future, a little bit to what's to come, because Daddy is on this Widow once again, going to be looking to pop some heads. And Horseneck, up until the last point, didn't really launch a proper hard counter to this player. And it looks from the lineup that they're running at the moment that Ritz is again going to be on the mantle of the McCree. I'm very, very worried that Daddy's going to find the same sort of intense value that he was finding, completely uncontested once again.
An interesting rollout from Bandits there on the, from Horseneck there on the defense, trying to get themselves a hidden attack. It works. It's able to get the surprise factor in it enough to make it a viable strat. I thought they were going to wait until the payload got to them and then just pile up on top.
Sometimes you just have to bait out an enemy into thinking that you're not there and just bait them out once again. Havana defenses have been so strange because everyone now knows almost every single trick in the book that people like to use, so you do have to take something and put your own spin on it, and I would say it works out pretty well for these guys. Callus Puffin has been building up towards this Nano. Daven, though, is gonna hit that Blizzard, and Tiger isn't gonna know what hits them. The team as well, they don't have the sign barrier.
Not only that, but Daddy just won the 1v1 versus Sashqua in the backline, able to de-suit the D.Va and open things up. Because that starts a 5v5 for a little while, that turns into a 6v5 and a uncontested Widowmaker.
And this can turn into another teamfight win for Bandits as well, because, yeah, Horseneck are going to be coming into this with a couple of tools. They have that potential for the electric cowboy wrist with that Nano can just try and find some value, but you're seeing Bandits actually give up some space, respect the fact that they've held the payload up for as long as it's possibly going to be in spawn. Daddy pops the info site, so they are going to know where the Deadeye is going to be set up, and TCC can just shut this down immediately with a nice time shatter onto the McCree.
Yeah, making sure that they're not a little bit too aggressive. Harambe, however, getting mighty low in the back line. You see the boost go on to the Lucio. Matrix, Boostio trying to get something done. Big Shatter comes through. The damage is there to follow it up.
I mean, it worked! The Nano onto the Lucio. They went to pressure the McCree, knowing that the play that Horseneck were going to be trying to make was that Deadeye to try and open things up and allow themselves to get a little bit further push on the payload. And now Bandits can push back again at full force, try to keep them at those spawn doors, not having to worry about a Nano. Harambe has the bomb. We've seen it get value before, but Kanbara is the one that I'm looking for. This Blizzard has to be huge, has to open things up for the team because they have that cleanup potential. This could be what sees Horseneck through to that point 8.
Being very aggressive on the Mei, hugging this corner. trying to find the perfect opportunity to throw that Blizzard out and into the fray. There goes the Shatter and grab Spore. This could be it. The charge onto the Reinhardt is able to take Linda out of, take TCC out of the fight. The kills come through. They're using a lot to get them, but definitely in favor of Wholesnack right now, as they think they might be able to push through onto the first point and move a little bit closer to that win condition.
Daddy thinks about going for the McCree, but actually second guesses onto the Ash. So it's still gonna be that far range battle going on, but now you're gonna have Dynamite to worry about. So Sashwa is gonna be using that defense matrix to make sure that the ultimate, more importantly his entire team, don't just start burning alive in their skins. Tiger is still holding on to the soundbar, but Matrix has one as well. Nothing really to force it out other than Callus popping with that nano. Can just put it onto TCC to try to build that shadow.
Oh, that D.Va bomb! Not able to find anything. The positioning beautifully done by Wholesnack to stop that as Tiger finds one with the boot onto Matrix. So bar no sound barriers online, Tiger gonna be able to use his to keep his team alive. Atsu gonna go ahead and commit the Nano boost as well as members of Wholesnack begin to fall. Bandits doing a very good job of mitigating all of the ultimates that have been used. So much has been used. Nobody's moving the payload. Oh, Matrix couldn't get out of the D.Va bomb in time.
And now it's just going to be Linda trying to shield hop away. There is a Lucio who might be able to make it.
No way, Linda!
The shield is surviving and the Reinhardt somehow does not go down. That is hugely down, that Lucio being there. But Bandits do have the advantage in this next fight, Title. They have to be so careful of how they come into this because they can't clump up. Daven will just be looking to freeze them all down.
Beautiful read there by TCC. Saw Linda go for the charge and was able to counter it with a shatter. Linda, however, now up and getting the shatter that really matters, finding one kill and almost the kill onto Harame. Big anti-nade comes in onto the D.Va. Harame not able to stay in. The next kill still coming through for Wholesnack, and they are making up the time that they lost on point one.
And TC just dropped with no support!
Oh no!
No! The Reinhardt trying to stagger things out can only shake this shield in denial and get sent.
Triple. There's the feed.
Oh, Tiger as well finishes the kill with just that Lucio one punch to the face. The ultimate disrespect to any player in Overwatch getting one punch by a Lucio. But Daddy is gonna be sticking with this Ashe. 87% to that Bob. The anti-nade from Atsu though does discourage Bandits from coming any closer. Gonna be waiting that one out and then trying to move in for this fight. Bob can just open things up. The Rampy does have the D.Va bomb as well, so if they play this right, they can send Bob one way and a D.Va bomb down the other alley.
Linda, however, going to be receiving the nano boost to keep things out. Bob going to make quick work of that. As the entire team of Wholesnack now has to back up and deal with that big Omnic Butler. Daddy going to find a couple of kills, or kill with the help of Daven as well. And that's going to pretty much send Wholesnack back to spawn. You don't really want to waste much time in this engagement.
Well, you don't waste ultimates. So that's the good news. They put in a nano to try to allow Linda to match toes with TCC, but that's it. And so they're going to be coming into this with 5 ultimates. Yes, Bandits also have the 5 ultimates in their favor, with Daddy building up almost halfway to that next one, which is insanely quickly.
Put that ultimate on the board.
Yeah, that ultimate literally just came out and already 40% away from the next one. That goes to show exactly how much damage this Ashe is able to do without just being contested!
The D.Va bomb into the backline. I don't know why Linda didn't shield it, but the rest of the team getting absolutely obliterated by that explosive mech. And once again, they don't lose any ulti, or they do, actually.
They do.
Use Ritzes, yeah.
They used the Blizzard. This is huge because that is the ultimate that you try to build your composition around. Similar to how we saw Nanoblade being used in the past, it is just build around everything until Blizzard is up and then move in for this proper fight. And it means that Bandits are going to have a Blizzard of their own with no counter Blizzard play available for Wholesnack. They're just going to have to worry about seeing it through the sound barrier.
Oh, lucky Linda getting out of the way of the Earth Shatter, but then missing their own. Sound barriers on both sides will be popping out. That's going to be the fight. Everybody has a lot of health. TCC gonna find the kill onto Atsu there in the backline. Sashman doing quick use of space as well. And the big boop. I call it a boop, but I'm pretty sure Tiger launched himself off the edge of the map there for the
Yeah, that was just the Lucio trying to get back to the team a little bit faster. Ritz did actually swap to Widowmaker in that past fight, already 62% there, but it feels just a little bit too late. You swap in the last minute to try to contest someone who's been finding value uncontested, unrestrained for the entirety of this map. 16 seconds down as well. Yes, Camaro is going to have Blizzard try and open things up for Whole Snack, but TCC coming up to that next shatter, and Sashwan goes down early.
Sashua getting caught out by the coach gun off the mat. Diva's boosters don't matter. Linda gets hit with the shatter, and that's going to be difficult to get out of the Blizzard as well. Coming in from Whole Snack is going to open up for 2 kills onto the main tanks. Now with nobody to soak up that damage, the payload is going to continue to move. But look at this stall coming in from Matrix.
Just hiding above the wall, making sure it doesn't move any further. Still gonna be stubbornly clinging to life. At least he was buying time for Bandits to get back in this.
Let's see if he's able to make anything out of it. Bob countering Linda's charge and gets the nano boost, but is going to get frozen. Linda has the shatter to take out the ball. TCC going to get hit down and taken out of town. A couple of kills now coming in for Whole Snack as they get the kill onto Ritz. But Kalos focusing on that Widowmaker, not able to find the kills that are needed. The Blizzard will come through for the Mags. David, however, getting taken out before they can see the fruition of their Blizzard. Linda getting tied up in that Blizzard, but not finding any sort of damage is Harambe. Now pushed into the back line on that Diva, desuited, and put into a little bit of a tricky situation. TCC back for the stall, as we've seen these Hammonds be, but now Ritz onto the Doom Fist.
Atsu does have the nano boost. Linda has the shatter. This can just immediately close things for Whole Snack.
Talking about closing things for the fight, Linda's Earth Shatter finding 2 with the nano boost, able to put themselves back into contention.
They just have to see the payload through. It's so close, Title, but so is Bandits' respawn point.
Yeah, but now that we're in overtime, those respawns are going to be coming in just a little bit slower. The longer overtime takes out Harambe, trying to keep the stall alive with Daddy. Daddy's got the pulse bomb and needs to find the perfect target. Finds Tiger. The Lucio as TCC gets back onto the point. Harambe still fighting to stay alive and keep this payload exactly where it is. They don't want Don Juan's tequila to make it to where it's supposed to go. They want to stop it. Prohibition is in their future. They're able to find the kills now. However, and just a little bit further for Whole Snack, they want the whole point. They have the kills in the kill feed. All they have to do is deal with the Tracer, and they've done it.
Okay, so basically what happened for the entirety of that overtime contest is Atsu stays alive. End of story. The Ana is able to stay alive despite being constantly hounded down by both Harambe at one point and Bandits' Tracer. Atsu is just able to stick with it, and you see Linda, actually, you brought it up yourself, gets caught in the Blizzard but finds no damage. That's because Atsu is just behind the Reinhardt, not caught in the Blizzard, knows that the Diva is there trying to tip damage into the Reinhardt, and keeps topping him up, and topping him up, and topping him up, then topping the rest of the team up, then the respawns come in, keeps topping them up, puts a couple of sleeps in, puts some antis in, puts a nano down.
And those
like,
antis have
Atsu,
been big.
oh, those antis have been huge. Like, really, being purple is just the insta-death. That is the death sentence at this point. And again, the death sentence for a map, losing a map, is if you don't knuckle down on the supports. Like, yes, Atsu was able to stay alive for an incredibly bonkers amount of time, and really, Bandits were so busy worrying about the front line that they forgot about him for certain points. It took a while for Harambe to notice that Linda wasn't going down because there was an Ana just pumping him full of healing in the background, and does try then to get that contest onto Atsu, but somehow doesn't manage to finish the Ana off, gets chased away, and then Whole Snack is just able to cling on. And while the stagger from Bandits is one of the best I think we've seen, that fight just seemed to go on for what felt like eternity.
It did. I mean, that stall from the Lucio from
Matrix, that was
yes.
so smart. Like, using the fact that you can just be above the payload, you don't necessarily have to be touching it to make sure that it doesn't go any further. Like, those are the big brain plays that we're seeing, and they definitely had everything laid out for them. They knew what they wanted to do. It was just the fact that the execution wasn't there. They went for the front rather than trying to wipe out the supports and then pick off the rest of the team.
Yeah, we did see a lot of tank deaths for Whole Snack, but like you were saying, Tiger and Atsu, especially Atsu, able to stay alive for so long that it didn't really seem to matter much when they got into those 5v6, even 4v6 situations. Sometimes they just had superior supports.
Yeah, they had superior supports, but not only that, I think if the Pilot had stopped any closer, any further, I should say, to where that finish line was, then we would be looking at a different result. Because bandits find so much insane value with having Daddy on just those snipers, those hit scans from afar.
Hmm.
Like, he managed to win the 1 versus 1 against a diva.
Yeah, if it had
A
come
widow
down to who
against
can
a
get the first
diva.
point again, I think my money probably would have been on bandits for that. They
Yeah.
had a better run through the first point, and they had a better defense on the first.
Yeah, and it's actually the fact that Ritz actually swaps to something that then counters Daddy, that then starts to put that DPS under a little bit more pressure other than the Ana, and it means that you don't have to worry about your main support being sniped out of a fight early, so that then you have that domino effect of no main support means no main vein of healing, which means no tank lineup, which means no aggression, which means no push power, which means no team fight. And so it's all these small little things that come together to form the bigger picture. And I think if anything, it's what resembles goats the most. Like some of these fights, some of these engagements really do hark back to those times where the littlest of details can be that ripple effect. And what you think is just a pebble being chucked into the ocean that creates a little bit of a wave, halfway across the world turns into a tsunami.
Yeah, the butterfly effect, if you will. And speaking of halfway across the world, we are going to be leaving our previous location and going into Temple of Anubis here in just a moment after this break. Temple of Anubis, one of my favorite maps and home of my favorite characters, the Amari family.
So is that the Farah or the Ana? Because
Both. Whenever I
Both?
play DPS, I prefer the Farah, and when I play support, I prefer the Ana. It's good genes, I guess.
Yeah, but probably an awkward family reunion, considering the amount of Annas I've seen snipe Farahs out or sleep them during their barrages. I love that you have sort of like that mother-daughter friction where one person's ultimate can just be immediately destroyed by the mother, being like, yeah, no, it's a little bit past your bedtime.
Exactly. I love it.
Overwatch. I really do. I want to see that lore. Like we've apparently got an animated series in the works, and I just want to see
my
one
God,
episode
yes.
where it's Anna just lecturing Farah and Farah just being like, "It's not a phase, Mom."
Oh, there's so many things. I want to see like the little things between siblings that I know are there between Hanzo and Genji. Like I'm not
Well,
touching you.
before he kills them.
Oh, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much of this that I need in my life. But one thing that I think is needed right now is a little pep talk for Whole Snack.
Well, I mean, yes, that and a composition change up, and what I'm seeing at the moment as they come out of the spawn doors is exactly what I really wanted to see. Ritz is gonna be on the Widowmaker trying to pressure Daddy, and we have Dive. So Linda's just gonna be looking to try and get in that front line, get that cleave damage going, pull that primal as quickly as he possibly can.
Dive is a composition that we have not had for quite some time. Mercenary, get out of here. Harambe gonna go ahead and find the first kill, however, and now in a 5v5, high ground taken by Satchel. Matrix gonna have that Mercy to get that res and make it a 6v6 once again on the defense. Oh, did I say 6v6? What I meant to say was 6v4 as the kills come rattling in for Ritz and the rest of the team.
Yeah, Ritz is just being such a nuisance, not allowing TCC really to move from that payload, not the payload, that point, until he gets into the side room and can actually properly start hammering away. But it will be that advantage in numbers to Holznak, and they should be able to just pick up point A pretty much immediately.
Yep, a little bit of stall will come through from Harambe, able to kill the monkey. Not a sentence I thought I would say, but they're able to find their kills now. Oh no, MCE is well finding a kill on a Tiger.
Ritz has gone down in the meanwhile to Daddy, and that is gonna be Holznak sounding the retreat. Sasha gonna be sticking around just a little bit too long. Boost back into the action, and Linda with a bit of miscommunication. That goes in alone too.
Tried to help the Diva out. Good intentions. It didn't end well. Linda did try, but that's gonna take another 6 or 7 seconds off of the clock. Not to mention that it's gonna allow for bandits to posture and regroup and find themselves a new spot.
Yeah, well, it's going to allow Holznak as well to get a little bit of a pep talk going behind the scenes, because they have something that they've been working towards, I'm sure. This is the Nano Blade. This can be what immediately wins them this next team fight, but they have to be careful. MCE does have that Junkrat tower coming up, and if Cambaru pulls out the blade, it can be immediately focused down by it.
Linda, however, going to find the first pick. Once again, the question is, will we be able to see... No, sorry. Matrix has switched off to Lucio to get back to the point. I forgot about that. So no mercy, but they have a shatter, and they're giving no mercy. Dragon Blade comes out, the Diva Bomb there as well, but it's going to be Dragon Blade that is the claim to fame for Kanbaru. As he finds a couple, TCC will get the pin onto that Genji, the D-suit, onto Sashwa. Harambe trying to mitigate things on the point, using that Diva Bomb to do so. But everybody else from Whole Snack is going to be able to hide themselves away. Harambe will die late, and I think this is the time that we see the point finally come over. No, Matrix not willing to give it up.
Well, they're still trying to stagger on, but no, that will look like Holznak have finally weathered the storm that is Bandit's just stubbornness to give that one up. Will be moving on, trying to get that point B, and being the one who are in control of the most ultimates. Yeah, they have a pretty decent chance of getting the snowball going as they held on to that Nano, so it can just go on to Linda, allowing that Winston to go in, jump the front line, go a little bit, well, nuts, and then pop Primal when he feels a little bit pressured. Daddy does have the bob, but that can be shut down by a well-timed Vista.
Beast the Diva is the initiation. There goes Bob from the back, able to find the first kill onto Kanbaru and looking to zone out the Atsu. Not able to peek at all as he gets double teamed. Soundbearer does get committed by Tiger as the kills are still coming through for Whole Snack. Bandits, however, definitely have the situation in control. They have the upper hand as the rest of their team gets back to the point. Beautiful job by TCC to help MCE out there.
And here come the swaps. So Holznak, they're going to acknowledge that the Winston isn't going to work. Part of that is MCE had swapped the Reaper, so that if the Winston tried to come calling, there would be 2 shotguns ready to just find his face. Ritz is going to go to the McCree, though, giving up that long range for a little bit of CC and up close and personal. But Daddy senses, oh, this is the time to go back onto that Widowmaker. And it's going to be down to Sasha once again to try to just spook that Widow and taking away the head of one of those supports early.
Yeah, you know, we saw last map a bit of an issue with Ritz not being able to contest Daddy on the Widowmaker on Havana. Oh, the Shatter sent out alone, but blocked. Linda able to find the charge in the CCC because of a great May wall coming out from Kenbaru as they push in for this attack. They have the kills with the sound barrier from Matrix, able there to keep the sustain alive for Bandits. Daddy finds the kill onto the baby Diva. Ritz as well gonna fall, and now no longer with the numbers. They don't have the respawn. They have to retreat.
Daddy's just untouchable. Look at this Widow's positioning on the pillar. Has a beautiful sightline onto where all of Holsnack were trying to pile out of. And because they were just clammed up in that corridor, none of them were able to properly try to just contest that Widowmaker long enough to make Daddy miss any of the shots. And now he's going to be just sitting up on that high ground, looking down on Holsnack, trying to get that early pick off, most likely onto the head of Atsu. And that is forcing Linda to keep that shield up 24/7. By the time it reaches the point, that shield might already be down, which is going to open things up for Harambe, who can just pop that Diva Bomb in whenever he feels like it.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at Linda right now for a big charge. They want to charge TCC, get the shield out of the way so that they can place that Diva Bomb. Both May walls being used, and the Nano Boost goes out. It's going to find Linda. Linda getting slept, however, Shashua does have a great Diva Bomb in store. Finds Harambe and MCE. The Shatter comes out, but it doesn't find much. The Nano Boost on to TCC from Callus Puff is going to allow him to just barrel through the enemy. They still have the Shatter from TCC. Looking for a spot to use it. But I believe TCC just got caught out trying to kill the Ana. Looks like Chris is going to be able to put his team into a lead here on the point. They still haven't gotten a bit of point control. They've not been able to get anything going for them, and once again, Bandits rallies.
Yeah, and now Holsnack are caught a little bit unawares. They were trying to disengage, but it's not clean. It's the messiest it can possibly be, and Bandits are going to be looking to capitalize. They get the stagger onto Kanbaru. 30 seconds left on the clock. They're not going to allow Holsnack to get a single fight going in their favor. They're just going to keep regrouping again and again. They bought enough time for MCE onto that May to build up that Blizzard. So now you do have to, if you're Holsnack, respect the fact that that one can just shut the point down immediately. Likewise, though, you have a Blizzard of your own. Matrix has the sign barrier to see it through. Tiger on the opposing end doesn't.
Oh no, Ritz trying to do something with this Deadeye, but the Shatter comes out from TCC. There go those dueling Blizzards that you were talking about, but it looks like Bandits Blizzard a bit off point, but the rest of their team, well, they're on point. Harambe finding a couple of kills quite easy as the self-destruct falls on deaf ears from Sashwa. Daddy getting the closing kill. That's going to be an easy win condition for Bandits. All that they need is a third of the second point to take it.
Yeah, so it feels very much like that Havana map, again, where Holsnack very stubbornly stick with what they're running, or they swap their composition up enough that they feel like they're battling out the front tanks, not enough that they're dealing with the DPS. This is very much where it feels like they're coming up short, because Linda going from Winston to Reinhardt shows to me that they can have that flexibility, that they know when something isn't quite working out for them, which is good, yes. What they need to start identifying now is when something is working better for the enemy team that you're enabling with the hero picks that you've got going. Ritz on that McCree, as soon as they swapped onto it, Daddy just goes, yes, opportunity. Picks up the Widowmaker and doesn't have to worry about getting pressure, and we find the same sort of thing happening that Holsnack had going for them when Ritz is just behind the point putting damage in and forcing TCC to keep the shield up so that no one gets the early pickoff. Daddy is able to just take all the time in the world that they want, not have to worry about a Lucio or a Diva or a Reinhardt shield being in their faces, line the shots up, pop the heads off.
Yeah, it's like they're stopping one hole so that the water can't get out, right? But when they plug that hole,
another one just pops up in his place.
Another one pops up, and it's as if they're like, well, we're busy plugging this one hole.
Just what I needed.
So we can't deal with this other problem that's happening because of our switch. It seems like Bandits are able to have a little bit more of a multifaceted dynamic when it comes to their composition.
Yeah, at the moment, it doesn't really feel like Holsnack. It feels sort of like 5/6 of Holsnack, but it looks as if they're going to be on board with everything that we've just said. They're going to have Ritz back onto that Widowmaker, properly dueling out Daddy this time, so we may yet see this team rally and win out Anubis after all.
Yep, and we're seeing Daddy being very hesitant about getting to the high ground. They waited long enough there, the 15 seconds needed, in order to get the information that they wanted, which is what composition is Whole Snack running, and now Bandits knows which way they want to push and how they want to pressure. Daddy going to the high ground, but getting zoned out immediately by Sashua, engaging in yet another 1v1. The question is Sashua going to be able to win this 1v1? Looks like he will. Daddy getting dangerously low, taken out as they move on to the point. So now in a 5v6 with Sashua returning to the point to save Atsu on the Ana. Great play from the Diva to peel. Well, I guess it's not really peeling. You're going into the other team's back line, but regardless, Sashua able to continue to bring in the kills, and this attack might be falling on its face.
Well, not if Kellispuffin has a thing to say about it, because that main support is still up and alive, and Tiger is currently missing from the action. Sashua is not going to be long for this world.
That is true, especially with that Mei wall, but they have the Diva Bomb to boot. Not able to find any with the Diva Bomb, however, TCC finds 2. 3! He finds 3! Linda as well, falling prey to the man with the hammer, the man with the plan. Sashua gets desuited, and this take won't take too long, as with 2 minutes and 10 seconds, see? No, 18 seconds. They're gonna be able to take it and put more than 5 seconds on the clock for them to attack. And remember, they only need 33%.
Yeah, and Daddy is gonna just immediately pop this info site, which shows the Bandits want to take this fight, want to finish things on Anubis here and now. Ritz is gonna be onto that McCree. Sashua, funnily enough, onto the Orisa, so they're trying to get that double shielding going, but after those hits, it's so fragile.
Ooh, 2 nano boosted men in armor. The Reinhardt's battling it out. The mind game's going through. Linda able to win it out and block a shot from TCC as they begin to repel the attack from Bandits. Whole Snack, however, now suffering the cold inside this blizzard. Linda gonna get taken out. And with 2 members down, both Sashua, Linda, and Kanbaru make that 3. It's a very difficult defense to hold on to. They only have the stalls available from their Lucio getting zoned out right now by Harambe.
Yeah, so Whole Snack tried to go for the more HP, means more sustainability side of things, as well as more shielding. Here's the what happens though is that they take the Diva away, which means they take the threat of defense matrix away, which means that all of the forces of Bandits are just able to know that that Blizzard is gonna come down. Even if there's a Sign Barrier to block it, they can still chip away at their HP and get the kills going. Because they don't have to worry about it being swallowed up. They can take their sweet time. They know that they've got enough of it in the bank, and they can just move in at their own pace, take, a little bit of a stroll onto point B. And even when the Nano came onto the side of Linda, which normally means that that's the switch, aggressively, he's only able to hold the shield up. He has to just try to keep it up so that the rest of his teammates don't fall behind the onslaught of Bandits trying to press in.
And, the Bandits have been trying quite hard to make sure that they are keeping Whole Snack on their heels. We've seen Whole Snack be successful when they can be aggressive, but it's when they're kind of put into this, oh crap, we have to stay right here, right now, and fight this right here. That's where we've seen Whole Snack be a little bit sluggish, and Bandits is taking complete advantage of that when putting Daddy onto that Widow.
Yeah, so I think a huge contributor in this is just the meta at this point. Everyone semi knows what's going on. You know that the Ryan and the Diva is extremely strong, but you also know that there's this sort of whisper in the back of your mind that says some teams, even in Overwatch League, have found value with running the Reinhardt and the Orisa alongside him, because you want to put your faith back into something that's familiar, back into that double shielding, and it's a snare. You can fall into it. You can think, okay, well, maybe we'll be safe if we have 2 senses of shields. But Orisa's shield at this point has almost been hammered into the ground. And shields, they're stable things when it's Orisa. You put one down, teams tend to walk through it. Especially if it's on a point like Anubis B, where you're the defending side and the attackers, they've got all of the advantages. They've got all of the ultimates because you just swapped up nearly all of your composition. That resets your ult charges to 0. You have nothing to really throw at them other than those normal abilities. And Fortify, yes, can be insanely valuable in keeping a main tank up and alive, but it also has a hefty cooldown. And even with the Fortify being up, if there's enough force to pressure that Orisa down, she is not going to be staying alive forever.
Exactly. And, King's Row is where we get to see my favorite composition, which I haven't seen from Whole Snack, and that's the Ryan Zarya. So we'll see if we're able to get that, but we are going to take a short break before we get into our next map.
Xbox, are you ready for year 2? The Lame Sauce's Xbox Showcase returns for a new season. It will be an Overwatch Xbox-only tournament gathering the best players of the console scene. Starting March 4th and running through March 6th, 16 teams will compete in a double elimination bracket to win a growing prize pool with a starting $250. Think you have what it takes? Sign-ups are open now on elohell.gg/LXS. See you out there. So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh no! Kill! Let's go.
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
You know, there's apparently a global hacking spree going on in the Overwatch universe. I think that guy might need to get a new newspaper. That happened quite some time ago. But I'm loving this cast register. How intricate can that code be? Because I don't see any numbers on those keys. I mean, it's a very secure system.
I mean, it's not such a secure shop, though, is it? There's no door. It's currently in a war zone. And we've got some international terrorists who I'm sure wouldn't be too nonplussed about stooping to the low and just, raiding some cash and getting a couple of changes in their pocket. I mean, Talon's probably been hit by some budget cuts. Maybe they need a new toaster, some redecorations.
I would, however, love to stay at the altar ward.
I mean, we all love to stay.
Just like look
We love to come in, but apparently it's not such a good place because people tend to immediately just check out almost instantly afterwards. And well, if you're bandits, you're looking to check out this map pretty much as quickly as you possibly can because it's match point for these guys. Stidel, if they win King's Road, they win the series.
And this is match point right now for the bandits. They're going to come out strong with what's been working. They're going to put Daddy onto that Widowmaker once again, and Ritz onto the McCree is not going to be able to contest, especially with Sashka so busy dealing with the rest of the team. Now diving in, we've seen Bandits do a good job of punishing Sashka for pushing onto Daddy. And all the kills now coming through. The Diva winner on the left, the Maywall went up on the right, and the team just died. TCC finding another kill, and an easy push right now for Bandits.
Yeah, all off the back again of these lovely antis. Calspotten has actually already bowled up that nano. And TCC, well, he's going to have some nice cleanup. Gonna be trying to land that shatter in. Polsnack are trying to launch together some sort of defense, it feels like. They do have that Lucio and the Mei out, away from the rest of the pack, in danger of being separated. And Linda has to actually go back to try to keep the DPS and support alive.
Able to keep themselves in the fight for a little while. Ritz going to get taken out by Daddy once again. Nothing to contest this Widowmaker. That McCree is just an easy kill. The payload's going to be moving slowly on through here. But we're going to have to see something different from Holesnet if we want to get an actual state defense.
Yeah, but Ritz is coming close to this Deadeye and Linda coming up to that Shadow as well. You can either duo it with Blizzard or with that one ultimate, so I can imagine they want to just try and find a little bit of value with that one and then go for the swap. It does have a danger though of allowing Bandits all of this free push without any contest whatsoever. Holstack, they do look like they want to start trying to contest now, but Harava is going to spot them out. They know exactly where they are.
Going for a bit of a high ground approach, not going to do them too much. So many ultimates for Bandits here. We're going to see the Nano Boost go on to Linda with the immediate Blizzard, as well as the Molt Wall and the Sleep Dart onto the Nano Boosted Reinhardt, as TCC gets his little boost of his own. Going to find Tiger there at the very end. A self-destruct from Sashko onto the Widowmaker. Not going to find the kill because of the sound barrier from Matrix, and the kill is finally coming through. But Bandits able to keep themselves moving here.
Hopefully this is when we see the swap coming through, because Rich did use that Deadeye, didn't really manage to find much with it, but looks like they're gonna be sticking with that pick, gonna be staying with Old Faithful of McCree. A little bit dangerous though, because Daddy is gonna be running amok once again, doesn't even need to worry about positioning, is just on the main road with the rest of the team behind the Reinhardt. Doesn't need to worry about anything.
Yeah, Linda and Sashko are so busy dealing with the tank line of Bandits that there's nobody at all there to deal with Daddy.
This feels like it could really be the misplay, but that is gonna open things up. Holstack manages to
Shatter comes out from Linda. The question is the follow-up going to be there? They are able to find two as they continue to push out. And if you're Bandits, you simply take the L in that fight and come back with 4 ultimates on board.
Well, you have to be very careful about how you play this though, because yes, Daven does have that heavy hitting Blizzard, but Tiger has got the ultimate which can just ruin your play of the game. That Soundwire can be thrown in almost as soon as that ultimate comes through. Daddy is going to swap to the McCree, so I'm not going to go for the Widow. Does admit to himself that, yeah, the sightline's a little bit harder to try to find the angles with. Bomb initiates immediately, doesn't find anything.
Oh, I thought I was going to get behind Linda there for a quick second. Shatter comes out from TCC, not able to find anything either. The Blizzard, however, does grab Linda. Sound barrier comes out, but Linda dangerously low. The focus fire not there, however. That Reinhardt going to stay alive. Not anymore, though. The charge comes through. Kills on both sides, but it will be Bandits coming out on top right now in this 2v4, 2v5, if you will, as Daddy grabs another kill. The payload will be going in, and not only that, but Holstack is spawning on a stagger.
Yeah, but they do have something that can put this fight immediately into their favor if they can get past the May wall! As New has the Nano, they are going to be able to get that contest going.
2 big O-nos there. Not only was the May wall there, but when May came off the point, she could have pushed the payload all the way there.
Sometimes you just want to let your enemies take a little bit of time to bask in their defeat.
Tactical retreat comes in from Bandits as they're now able to find the kill onto Linda with the aggressive Reinhardt play. Now May getting a little bit out of position there. Kanbaru getting into a dangerous place, getting taken out by David. They're now down by 2. Respawns will still be there. The boops allowing the payload to move fractions of a meter. Big shatter from Linda gets the kill there onto TCC on the back of an anti. No, the nano boost comes in. Oh, TCC stays alive as the DPS carry their team to victory. They will find all 3 points. A big ask right now for Holstack.
It's gonna be so hard for this team. They are really gonna have to just claw themselves through all of King's Row and not allow that payload to stop at a single point if they want to equal that time bank. And this is gonna be an uphill battle because there are so many points of King's Row where it goes from being in your favor to sliding in your enemies. For every advantage that you have in architecture on this map, the defense gets it almost twofold. Because you have that opening choke on point A where the defense can just hold you at it and hold you at it and hold you at it, and then you have that second choke after the payload has unlocked with the bridge, where we see teams just try and surge ahead to ignore it entirely once they've managed to secure that point. For a reason, because again that payload can stop, and yeah, you can get so much free push on street phase, but as soon as that payload slides into B, it slides out of your advantage. You're fighting an uphill battle as soon as it inches close to C.
Yeah, and like, you know, especially I kind of want to talk about that first choke point, because that is a moment where you see some people go ahead and grab a little bit of a early aggression on the opposing side, and the benefit of that is that you don't get stopped in that choke point. But we've seen Bandits be the team that has the aggression. So do you think Holsnack is going to be able to get the point and also gain control of that choke?
5.
It's gonna be an ask, and I think they're gonna have to put a Lucio in for a speed boost just to try and get past, because I feel like if Bandits have anything to say about it, they're all just gonna rush out of that hotel to try to make sure that Holsnack really do pay for trying to get past that stroke. Nope, they're gonna hold it point. They're gonna wait for Holsnack for the first time to come to them.
Bandits now with the defense.
It's just gonna be, there is a trace of that, where it's gonna be trying to annoy Callus Puffin, but it will be Holsnack just getting pushed a little further back. Bandits taking up a little bit more room. Tevin actually gonna be jumping onto that Maywall to try and poke icicles through the fences. Get a little bit of a pick off. Kambaro did think about going for the Genji, but gonna swap on over to the Mei, gonna try and get a little bit of counter wall play going.
Routing power to forward shield.
And it is going to be Holsnack once again trying to go for this approach. Matrix gets stunned out, but Tiger is the one who gets taken out of the action. Bandit's gonna have all of the favor when it comes to numbers, but Holsnack still trying to push this point. Sasha is gonna try and boost in, doesn't find anything. Kambaru's head is popped off by David. Callus Puffin doesn't even need to put the nano in. That is gonna be Holsnack once again pushed off the point. Nothing to show for it. They are going to be coming into this next fight with a nano. Atsu's going to be able to put that one onto Linda, but Callus Puffin has one in the pocket, and TCC has the shadow that Linda is going to be wishing they had as cleanup. Once again, going to be able to move through this choke completely unimpeded, trying to get towards this point. Bandit's just going to be welcoming them with open arms and so many ultimates. The first one to go is Daddy. Pops the Deadeye, doesn't find anything. It finds the head of Linda. I spoke too soon. Pops Sasha out of the mech, and it is once again Bandits. A flurry of kills going their way. Atsu just is not able to find any of the time to try to put the nano onto the main tank, and it will be 1 minute 55 seconds for Holsnack to find any sort of percentage on this point. They just have not been able to withstand the aggression that Bandits have been showing. It's gonna, oh, Daven gonna be playing a little bit of the Reaper, but Sasha is gonna be finding it out. The Blizzard goes for a little bit of a sneaky ultimate play, but Sasha manages to eat it, save the team. The rally is popped. Tiger gonna be letting everyone get onto that point, but it doesn't matter! The shadow comes through, TC sets them up, Harambe sends them back to spawn, the nuke explodes right into the faces of Holsnack, and once again, it's gonna be this team not able to stand up to Bandits. They are gonna be coming into this next fight though with the ultimate and an advantage for once in this map. Atsu still holding on to this nano. Linda gonna be building up to that shadow. Only 84% to the first one. Tiger swaps on to the Lucio just to try and get a little bit of that speed boost going. But Daddy does have the Deadeye, can't just zone them. And Callus Puffin can give it a little bit of an extra oomph, a little bit of a kick to it. There it goes. Electric Cowboy dances on that point. Doesn't find anything. Does manage to find Ritz with the traditional bullet to the brain, but it is still gonna be just back and forth. Linda out and about. Shiny doesn't find anything though, has to just keep holding the shield up for a little bit, trying to duke it out with TCC. Harambe is slapped on the sidelines, not able to come to his main tank side, but will finally be able to be awoken. Sleeping Beauty back into the fight. Linda down, Holsnack pushed back once again, and it is the final moments of King's Row. Linda gonna be swapping on to Hammond just to try to get back in. Gonna be rolling on, but it's CC City on the opposing end, and out comes the Blizzard. Bandit's looking to close this one out. Ritz pops the Deadeye, does manage to find Matrix. A little bit of an opening, but it looks like it may not just be enough. Atsu, though, gonna be going for the hero play, still alive, still not focused down, able to keep the off-tank alive along with the Lucio. And in the final hours, Holsnack will finally be able to get that point percentage going their way, might be able to get the payload rolling if Bandits don't manage to clink together, the contest, TCC does have the shatter, Daddy does have the cleanup, but no, they will allow that one to slide. And it seems as if I might have a playcaster back with me.
I am back. Sorry about that, a couple of technical difficulties, but wow, Holsnack really having to commit everything into that final fight. Daddy finding a Deadeye very early. We're seeing Bandits be super aggressive on this defense. Only 2 minutes for Holsnack. They do not want to allow them to get through this Streets phase.
Well,
in fact, they don't want them to get out of spawn.
Bandits are not going to allow them any space if this team has anything to say about it. They don't have the shatter to combo with the bomb, but we've seen Harambe still find insane amounts of value in Holsnack. They're going for a little bit of a rotation right now, trying to take the high ground. Harambe is waiting to meet them on the opposing end, though, and has to boost out of there before getting popped out. Payload forgotten. Holsnack going to be looking for a drop down.
Holsnack now trying to find something out of this attack. They will not be able to stay alive after that Diva bomb, but they'll find one of their own. So now in a 5v5, the Blizzard comes out from Holsnack to continue this attack. However, the May walls are going to be big from Bandits and David as they continue to have a heavy presence here at this initial choke point. They've been able to take almost a minute off the clock.
Yeah, but the Lucio is out of the fight for Bandits, and so there should be Holsnack able to get past that choke, able to get that payload rolling. Harambe is actually just going to launch themselves at it to try and slow it down for just a second more, so you can see Bandits really just trying to just draw out as much time as they possibly can. They have got that nano ready to go. David getting close to this Blizzard. There are so many candidates that it can go on to. I want to see it go on to TCC because Linda has got that shatter, and if he does not manage to block it, well, one way to ensure that he stays alive is just by making him all shiny and pretty and sparkly inside.
I'm sure that TCC would love that. A little bit of revamp to the armor look. But I don't know if we're going to see a significant contest. Finally, the contest will come from Bandits. There goes the Deadeye as well. Daddy trying to find a couple of kills. The defense matrix is there. Oh! Ritz finding a Deadeye shot beneath the May wall. Beautiful job there. Opening things up for Holsnack as they continue to push this payload through. They will be able to find the second point, make back a little bit of time, and they may not have any ultimates to go, but they will soon.
Yeah, Atsu is coming up to this Nano, but Nano is not going to be enough. It will only be able to save one person in the face of Daven's Blizzard. You have to pick your targets carefully, so if you're Holsnack, you need to respect the May, you need to respect the ultimate, you can't clump up together, and you have to, above all else, keep Sashua around. If you can get this eat, you can go aggressive. If not, you need to play defensive.
Yep, we haven't seen a snowball get eaten just yet, but I really do want to see that happen. There goes the Nano Boost and the Shatter, both committed by Bandits. Or sorry, the Nano Boost comes out from Holsnack. Bandit's going to commit the Shatter, but it's not going to find too much. The Nano Boost now withering away. But Daddy's still finding that opening kill. Oh, and Sashway answering back in kind. Atsu and Linda as well. The upper hand definitely for Holsnack. Bandits just trying to get rid of the stall. As the staggering kill comes in.
But they do still have the Blizzard. If they're able to get a body on the point, and there it goes, TCC gonna be onto the hamster, trying to buy time for the May. It gets eaten!
Oh no, it finally happens. Ashwell gets the Blizzard eat. Oh, thank the Lord Almighty. I thought we were gonna go a whole series without it happening. Linda, however, gonna find the kill onto TCC, evening things out. That Reinhardt just swinging away, not a care in the world, trying to get this payload to the end of the road. Rick's gonna find one with the Deadeye as well. Holsnack still bringing the kills in. It's just a matter of time. They may have to push this to overtime in order to deal with the respawn advantage that is coming in from Bandits. They have the kills, they have the presence, just can't keep them off the payload.
Yeah, it is going to be Dynamite as well, though, making sure that Rich is not able to keep that presence. And Bob is out, so Bandits can still claw this one back.
Oh, Rich is going to go ahead and win the 1v1 against Daddy. Able to find himself the shining spot of glory. It's now just a matter of dealing with TCC. And they'll be able to take it to all 3 points, but in overtime, which means they don't get a chance to push.
Yeah, but you're still looking on the bright side of life. If you're Sashua, you just saved your team. And I'm gonna really quickly say, because I don't think you actually got to see it, that was the second eat that Sashua was able to get on. The stream unfortunately froze for Shtetl, which was why you managed to get my impromptu going for play-by-play casting.
It was wonderful.
Well, thank you. Dave, I don't think I'm going to be quitting my day job. Daven actually tried to hide behind that wall on that choke on point A to get a little bit of a sneaky Reaper-esque play going with the Blizzard, but Sasha was able to spot it out and get the eat going on. But so it was the second time that Sasha was able to put a stop to that ultimate. But I have to admit, it is rare to see only 2 Blizzards eaten, and it's only for the one Tifa. Harambe, yes, the bombs have probably been bigger, but defense matrix.
I can't wait.
You know what? I think this is absolutely the best move to happen. You know that they're going to have a diva on this defense, and what better to get past the defense matrix
Then a Zarya.
than a Zarya. Not only that, but Ryan, Zarya, King's Row, mwah, fantissimo. I love it.
Well, Steidel is busy giving his compliments to the chef. I'm very quickly going to explain the Diva Zarya matchup. Yes, you have the advantage when it comes to beaming the Diva out of the mech, but the Diva has the advantage when it comes to denying your ultimate.
And we've seen Sasha deny a couple of ultimates already, so that could just be the case. But the Bandits are going to make an aggressive initial push here. Kenbari going to take that Zarya out of the fight immediately, as a 4v6 is not what the Bandits want. They are going to go ahead and retreat.
Yeah, but they are just building ultimates up at this point. They're running with the Zarya, which means they want that heavy-hitting grab. You've seen Daddy as well onto that Hanzo. It's the Wombo combo. It's the original of the original. They're gonna go for that grab dragon, and so it's all gonna be up to Sasha and Tiger for that signed barrier and the defense matrix if it isn't able to come through on time to keep this team alive.
Ooh, big anti-nade to kick things off from Callus. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to make anything really come out of that. The Nano Boost coming out early onto Linda from Atsu to keep Whole Snack in the fight, but they're still going to lose Atsu. They didn't take care of their backline. Sasha going to take TCC out, so they are going to even things out. One tank for one healer. The only issue is Whole Snack has a much longer walk back from spawn. Kenbaro as well, almost getting put into a situation where they'd have to take that walk themselves.
And they can't carry the Ana over. The Lucio has to stay, has that sound barrier, and needs to be around because Daddy is getting close to this dragon.
Yeah, thank God that Atsu is a ranged healer, able to help on the way back as they come through that final phase of the streets. The issue is that ultimates are coming online for Bandits, and we're not seeing anything to counter them from Whole Snack. Those support ultimates are a long way out. Oh, the Shatter comes through. The Graviton to follow. They're going to go ahead and throw everything they can at this. The Dragons even... Oh man, Bandits just knew. If we save everything for a single fight, we can win easy.
Yeah, and they got to win so much easier as well because they saw that the time barrier wasn't available. Atsu is away, that forces Tiger's hand, the tanks start getting low, has to invest the sound barrier to keep everyone up and alive, otherwise you just lose the point as it is. You are stuck between a rocker and a hard place. Or, more specifically, you're stuck between a point loss and a grab dragon.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
That is the worst place to be, and it all just spirals off the fact that Atsu is unfortunately the Ana who was able to live for so long on first time around on Havana, that in their attack able to clinch things out for the team, just doesn't manage to pull it out of the bag when it's really needed.
That's very true, and now Bandits able to take the day there on King's Row, so I believe that puts them to an undefeated record, a 2-0.
It does indeed, Whole Snack. They put up a valiant effort. We got to see places where these teams really popped off, and I think one thing that they do need to do looking back at that is try to temper a little bit of the aggression that they've got. Yes, it can sometimes be a boon to them, but sometimes it can also be a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow.
That can be, but you know what? I always think, when you get beat, you get good footage. You get something you can go back, you can look at, you can analyze and say, what did we do wrong? Where could we have maybe gone Widowmaker instead of McCree? Is there a positioning change we could have done on that last map that could have maybe gotten us a bit better of a stall? That kind of thing. So it's not all bad for Whole Snack, and it's definitely not their last fight. We will be seeing them again.
Definitely, but it is going to be, well, not our last cast. It is going to be, well, a little bit of a this series end. And I know that we've got a cast afterwards, but series ending to me, it always brings a little bit of sadness because it means, yes, we get to see new teams, but we also have to say goodbye to them. And
we've grown so close
versus
over
Bandits.
this format.
Yeah, we've grown so close. We've got to see the 3K bombs. We've got to see the Widow pop-off moments that I don't think anyone really expected to see, when there's just a Reinhardt and a D.Va who can just has a quarter of the time needed for her cooldown to get to you. And you've got, 12 seconds now on that grapple to try to get away from her. It's a little bit of a horror show now for Widowmakers trying to escape from divas. They know where you are. They hunt you down. They don't let you get away easily. Payback, I'm sure, for all of the times the baby
As
diva
a Pharah player, I am all too familiar with sisters.
I think that's probably why you're not seeing Pharah primarily on some of the maps that we're used to seeing her on. Like Oasis, Pharah wasn't even a whisper in the air.
No.
She was non-existent because barrage can be denied by defense matrix, and all of that flying around aerial superiority can now just be denied by, well, what even is D.Va's mech made out of? I don't think they've ever actually given us the facts for that.
Jeff, listen here. We need to know what D.Va's mech's made of. All right, Michael, you too. We need the two of you to. We need a tweet, a Reddit post. Hit me up on the forums, something of the sort, or invite me out to Blizzard and we can talk about it. But that's a different thing. This is gonna go ahead and wrap up our advanced division match. I believe we have the expert division following us in just a moment, but we are still gonna be there. Me, Moxie, I think I'm pointing the right way. Yes, I got it. We are still gonna be here, so don't go anywhere. We're gonna have a short break before we get into our next matchup.
Xbox, are you ready for year 2? The Lane Sauce's Xbox Showcase returns for a new season. It will be an Overwatch Xbox only tournament gathering the best players of the console scene. Starting March 4th and running through March 6th, 16 teams will compete in a double elimination bracket to win a growing prize pool with a starting $250. Think you have what it takes? Sign-ups are open now on elohell.gg/LXS. See you out there. So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just fucking do it.
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh no! Kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played. Competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then two captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game. Xbox, are you ready for year 2? The Lame Sauce's Xbox Showcase returns for a new season. It will be an Overwatch Xbox only tournament gathering the best players of the console scene. Starting March 4th and running through March 6th, 16 teams will compete in a double elimination bracket to win a growing prize pool with a starting $250. Think you have what it takes? Sign-ups are open now on elohell.gg/LXS. See you out there.
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just fucking do it.
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh no! Kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played. Competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for our second match of the day as we move on in to our Experts Division match. I am Steidel24, and joining me for the rest of the cast today is my good friend, Got Moxie, who I believe is actually on this side. Moxie, how are you doing?
Hi, Steidel. I'm not even gonna try to go for left or right because I'll probably get it wrong either way, and it will definitely end up clipped. But I am doing wonderfully. Looking forward to another game of Overwatch because for the first time in I think it's been a week and a half. It's broken the curse that I've had of 3-0 casts.
Yeah,
So
we
who
had a
knows?
1-4 last go.
Yeah, we did. So we might you can get a 5 mapper going this time around.
Let's shoot for 6. I'd like to shoot for 6, just because I haven't gotten to cast in a little while. So let's cast as much as I can today. Grow Up Esports going to be taking on Team 5 Bro. So we've already got at least 1 5 in there. So let's get a 5 or 6 for maps as well, I think, and then I think I can be happy.
I mean, long cast, short casts. I'm just happy that I get the chance to take a microphone and blurt out my opinion to anyone and everyone who is unfortunately stuck listening on the other end. But no, Overwatch is just such a barrel of fun at this point for not just us, but for the viewers and the players at home because they're not just pinned and imprisoned in these DPS tank support prisons that so many people have joked about. You don't have that Brig jail. You don't have that Orisa prison. You can break free. You can play anything you want to be.
Yeah, a lot more freedom and a lot more fluidity with the team compositions that we have been looking at. And it looks like we're going to be going to Busan first, I believe.
We are indeed going to be headed off to Busan. And so one of these things is not quite like the others because we do have a little bit of a team sheet, some sneak peeks into the team's psyches. And we know off of that Grow Up Esports, their favorite map is Busan. But unfortunately for Team 5 Bro, they're not going to be getting the pick that they perhaps wanted, that oasis that we've already been seeing. So no deja vu today, going to be something a little bit new.
Yeah, taking a little bit of a closer look at Grow Up Esports, their favorite heroes really do lean into this kind of play. I mean, you see, I believe it's Xenox there, who's a big fan of the Pharah. Of course, the Ana coming in from Yukiya there. Both of those going to be absolutely fantastic on Busan as you get those different... there's so much verticality in Busan. So the Pharah, the Ana, the Diva, all going to excel on this map.
Depending on which map you get, though. Because what you can run on Mecha Base, you can't necessarily run on Sanctuary and vice versa. And Sanctuary is going to be where we're headed off to first. So, yeah, you absolutely can see the pharmacy had any scene or hide of so far in the series that we've got to look at today. But who knows? Maybe that is going to be the offering that Grow Up Esports gives us. But they will have to be extremely careful about how they play this. Because yes, there is verticality on this map, but there is also not a lot of hiding places. And so if Team 5 Bro have a McCree or even a Diva, or, as I'm looking down their team sheets, a Widowmaker, apparently they do have someone who likes to pick up the Widow player who is currently in their lineup, the Spoon. Gonna be playing that one if they have anything to say about it.
Yeah, and the question is gonna be, are we going to see the counter to the Widowmaker if that does come out? We previously saw 2 teams come out where it kind of displayed how powerful an uncontested Widowmaker can be.
Well, it doesn't look as if it's gonna be a Widowmaker. It is still a little bit prone to change having that 20 seconds on the clock, but the way that it's lining up, it looks as if it's gonna be something a little bit, well, nope, there we go. Prone to change indeed. The Genji not going to be long for the composition of Grow Up Esports. They teased us with it. They made me hope for a Nanoblade, but no, it will be that Mei and that McCree. Nothing unusual coming out from either team so far.
Nothing unusual at all. Mirror compositions. In fact, as we get into our first engagement, you will see Grow Up Esport take it into the stairs. Team 5 Bro defending themselves on the point. Both teams getting a little bit of a pick battle, but not too much really happening. Both Mei Walls a little bit out of position, not finding too much value there either as the Reinhardt's jockey for position here. Point now finally open. Even going up to the top, you see Blobfish trying to make something out of nothing within this engagement. As it seems like the two teams are quite evenly matched. Oh, a tricky charge comes out from Baguette, putting him into a very bad situation as the first kill comes through. They're gonna pile that on top of the nano boost, coming in and taking a couple of kills. Now Mingus is gonna change the game with 2 kills on that Deadeye, including the mech, of course. The bodies are still there for Team 5 Bro. The Shatter's there as well. Oh, and what a way to try and end a Team 5 with the Blizzard, the freeze from the May, going to put Beardy into a very difficult spot. Now the kills are beginning to come through for Team 5 Bro as Grow Up Esports has to back off the point just a little bit.
Yeah, but the point percentage has started ticking up. Team 5 are going to be putting that one in. The Blizzard does come down, but Koala still trying to fight this one out. Grow Up Esports not wanting to go away.
Yeah, I call this one the never-ending fight if you'd like to. Karma finding one even at the very end. Beautiful May wall to keep the Deadeye from finding any value. Karma's gonna find a kill, Xenox as well, as Grow Up Esports struggle to get this point back, but they will get it back eventually. They just have to deal with a couple of respawns.
I mean, it was just a never-ending fight, wasn't it, title? It went on, and Team 5 Bro were able to pick up 32% of the point because of that one, but I think it may be a little while longer for them to get that point percentage ticking up in their favor, because if you look at all of the ultimates that are currently available for Grow Up Esports, some of these are pretty heavy, hard hitters. You've got Baguette, who has the Shatter. You've got Mingus, who has the Deadeye, which can be really nice for that cleanup. But if you wait just a little bit, Xeno is gonna have that Blizzard Online, and Crumpet will not have the sound barrier. All that Team 5 Pro are gonna have is realistically a Nano and a Bomb. And if you Nano a Reinhardt, yeah, he's gonna be pretty powerful, he's gonna be pretty strong. He can also get a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too big for his boots, and find himself 6 feet under.
Not to mention that glowing and lightning coming off of a giant German with a hammer and armor makes him a pretty big target. The rest of the opposing team usually is like, oh, shoot that guy.
Well, Baguette is definitely going to be looking to get Birdie out of the fight before that Shadow comes in. Xeno is now going to get that Blizzard Online, so the cleanup availability is all there for Grow Up Esports.
Yep, you see Karma dancing upon the top of the drum, making sure that the contest is never lost. The Shatter does get put to a shield. Isn't that great for Baguette as Mingus Deadeye as well. I'm not going to find any kills. They've already used 2 ultimates, now 3 in this engagement. I've seen top 5 do a good job of dealing with the ultimates that are being pushed into their face. Mingus does get the kill on the Spoon as the Blizzard comes out. It's going to find a couple on point. The self-destruct finding nothing, however, from Blobfish. And Birdie going to get taken out just before that Shatter comes online.
Yeah, so it will be Grow Up Esports still taking control of this point. Team 5 Bro, they put in, well, a lot, really. I would much preferred them to go into that next fight and try to pull out the ultimates that would lose them the fight, then come back in with something that might sway it in their favor. And, well, Blobfish gonna be looking for something that sways him closer to death. Finally gonna be put out of both their and our misery. Koala gonna be finishing off that one. Team 5 Pro have, as it ticks towards this final fight territory, ultimates coming online, yes, but likewise you do have to worry for Grow Up Esports because they are just gonna be cycling towards this Deadeye, towards this sound barrier. If Team 5 Pro want to really come into this next fight, they have to start initiating.
Oh, the Diva Bomb over the top, and it finds 2! Oh man, Koala doing a colossal job here at the beginning of the fight. The Shatter does come out from Birdie, but it's not gonna matter. It's too late. Oh, Birdie getting very low, and Karma gonna go ahead and just punch that Reinhardt to death. First point undoubtedly turning over to Grow Up Esports.
Yeah, I would really have liked to see Blobfish try to land that bomb before Koala comes out. Because that's what happens, you know, when it's getting towards that 80%, 90% murky territory where you don't really know what's going to be the final fight, whether or not you'll be able to muster together a final contest. You have to see what you've got and just try and open something up rather than waiting as a reaction, because if you wait around, you risk losing people, and then you're at a disadvantage when it comes to numbers, disadvantage when it comes to time, disadvantage when it comes to positioning, and, well, you see what happens when you have that many disadvantages going against you. You just cannot climb that mountain.
No, that is definitely a big ask to be doing so of Team 5 Bro, but Team 5 Bro looking to even the scales here. We have a little bit more verticality here as we come into this next map. However, neither team opting to switch up their compositions.
Well, I mean, McCree is just such a nuisance for Forest to deal with D.Va as well. We really are seeing her become a little bit of a whisper rather than the shout and scream that she used to be on maps like this.
Coming into this first engagement, it is going to be the McCree on the high ground making a name for himself. Mingus finds a kill onto Tiny, Crumpets Lucio. And that is a very big kill to get first, taking out a member of the support line. Birdie gonna return the favor with a kill onto Karma. You know what they say about Karma, can't heal if he's not on the point. Couple more kills coming in there for Team 5, bro, as they look to take control of the point, but the Mei in Zenix is being an absolute menace here on the point. Baguette finding himself a couple of kills there if you include that D-suit, but you got to include the D-suit because he also got the Reinhardt and the D.Va.
Well, you know what they say about Karma as well, Shidel. If the Lucio is away, the Ana is able to build up to the Nano and keep the Reinhardt alive. Team 5 are going to be walking, once they get into an uphill battle, they're going to be up against the defensive positioning that Grow Up Esports are relied just to get away from that shadow that Birdie is going to have by, you know, pressing A or D, just left and right, walking away from it, and then Baguette can initiate with a shadow of his own.
Oh, Baguette trying to get in with the shatter. He's able to get in there. The Mei wall was there, but it wasn't able to stop him. He's still gonna put down a reign of terror onto Team 5. Bro, Grow Up Esports sending a clear message at the beginning of this fight. But in response, you see Team 5 coming out with a couple of kills of their own. And now, Grow Up Esports, a bit on their heels, a bit on the back wheel. They've got to get back to the point, but the Shatter is there to stop them. He grabs 3. The support line in trouble, but the Nano Boost is there. And we're gonna see Baguette reinitiate back into the fight as the High Noon finds nothing from Mingus. Still a lot of ultimates online for Team 5 Grow, and they were able to get the point.
And the Blizzard comes out as well, so they should be able to get kills start going their way.
Yeah, not to mention they did get a kill with that D.Va bomb. They have the Mei on, and they're trying to make it work. Mingus gets a single kill, but it's a bit of a consolation prize, but nobody's on the point. It gets swapped over to Grow Up Esports. So now with 56, it's all about the stall for Grow Up Esports as Team 5 Pro battles to take the point back. D.Va bomb there to zone a couple people out, not going to find any kills at all, but the sound barrier coming out from Karma allows for a massive re-engage from Grow Up Esports as the shield is there to keep the Deadeye at bay. Zeno gets one more kill as he gets the zone out from Karma onto Langer, gets the boop as well. And what a hold from Grow Up Esports.
Well, if you're Team 5 Pro, you just have to lose this gracefully. You lose Spoon as well towards the end of that. It's coming to this final fight territory, but you're coming in with so many ultimates. Specifically, Langer has the Blizzard and Karma does not have the Sign Barrier. It's going to be all up to Koala. This team is resting on that D.Va's shoulders to be able to see themselves through this next fight, because if the Blizzard comes down, the Pain Train is going to be coming after.
Oh no, Koala got frozen. The Shatter came out and the Nano Boost as well onto Birdie. Birdie not able to find anything with that Shatter, however, but the kills are still coming through for Team 5 Bro. They have the upper hand. Shatter from the back from Baguette, but it's not going to find exactly what it needs. They're still alive with Zenix on this Mei. Nice block. The beautiful thing that Langer got caught out early in this fight because I fear that the Blizzard would have been used.
It's such a risky play holding onto your Blizzard when it is that 99% on the enemy's far side, but no, it pays off for them. Now they are going to have a Blizzard for when Zeno has a Blizzard. And Crumpet is going to have the Sign Barrier that Karma is currently wishing he had. So Grow Up Esports are going to have to respect that they are not going to have the amount of survivability that is available for Team 5 Bro. They're going to have to put the Deadeye in if they want to pick up kills.
Oh, Langer waiting for the perfect Mei wall, but beautiful approach coming in from Grow Up Esports as they go over the top. Oh, Spoon getting taken out right there in the very beginning, but not before he finds himself a kill. The Deadeye not going to find any kills on its own. Langer still has this Blizzard on point to keep the stall alive. We're going to see Ukia trying to get back to the point as quickly as possible. Same with Spoon. Spoon has the Deadeye. You need to help his team continue to control the point. 66% built up right now for Team 5 Bro. And there goes the Blizzard coming out from both sides. Deadeye comes in as well. The defense matrix is there to keep that at bay. And Koala and Zeno going to find the kills for Grow Up Esports. And now down, a big Shatter comes through. Is it going to be enough? He's not able to find the kills. He finds the Nano Boost, however. And so has Baguette. The dueling Reinhardt's trying to build up the Shatter. Who can find it first? It's going to be Baguette at 78%. So he has a better chance of getting this Shatter online. Mingus does find a single kill as the self-destruct zones off the point and allows it to switch over back to Grown Up Esports at 99% to 92. It's a matter of who can get the other team off the point at this juncture of the game. Shatter comes through, but it gets blocked. The healing is just not there. Members are falling for Team 5 Bro. Grown Up Esports is going to be able to take this first map and put a win in the bank.
Yeah, unfortunately, both mates just held on to the Blizzard for so long that when they actually come out in that last proper team fight before it just becomes that scrap that we saw at the end, neither really find much value. And again, it really does have this sense of Blizzard being such an important ultimate that teams place the same amount of importance on it as we casters do. It is a team fight winning ultimate. They know it's a team fight winning ultimate, and so they'll hold on to it for as long as they possibly can before putting it in. And yeah, sometimes that can work out in your favor. Sometimes it means that you have a Blizzard to call in on your moment of need, but also sometimes it means that it puts you right into that moment and you just find nothing from it.
Too many times I have been in my own games and been like, oh, I'm going to use my ultimate. No, I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to wait. Oh, I'm going to use my ultimate right. Oh, no. There's a bigger moment for it. And then the next thing you know, it's 99% to 92%, and you don't have the ultimate that you need in the situation that you want it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Crumpet used the soundbar as well before Grow Up Esports Blizzard came out, which meant that they didn't have that one. Luckily, not a lot of members get caught up in the Snowdome, but it's still enough to allow Grow Up Esports to get a little bit of a foothold above Team 5 Pro, one that they never really managed to recover from, even as the Stagger picks, the Tracer, and the Doomfist, the switches come through. They still aren't able to claw that point back onto their side.
Yep, it seems like we're going to be having to take a short break right here before we go into our next map, which is going to be an escort map. Hopefully we'll get to see a little more Havana. But that is yet to be exposed, so please sit tight. We'll be right back.
Xbox, are you ready for year 2? The Lame Sauce's Xbox Showcase returns for a new season. It will be an Overwatch Xbox only tournament gathering the best players of the console scene. Starting March 4th and running through March 6th, 16 teams will compete in a double elimination bracket to win a growing prize pool with a starting $250. Think you have what it takes? Sign-ups are open now on elohell.gg/LXS. See you out there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your favorite crunch time. I'm sorry, to your ELO hell GitGud EU advanced. Or sorry, this is the experts division, not advanced. These guys are more advanced than advanced. It's the experts division. Grow Up Esports facing off against Team 5 Bro. Shadow25 here on Play by Play, and my beautiful co-caster here got Moxie. So I think we saw a pretty close fight right there on Busan. Maybe not on the first map, but definitely there on the second.
Yeah, definitely. What it really comes down to is when players put in ultimates, or choose to put in ultimates, because it is just holding on to these really important team fight winning ultimates for a moment where you feel like it's gonna just sway the team, sort of like we had a blizzard all along moment. Those don't come along. You have to create them yourself. But we're moving away from the past and heading towards the future. And I think you were pretty excited to see the potential of pharmacy on Busan. If there's one map that we're going into that has that potential once again, it's Rialto, because Rialto all come out of spawn to find either a bastion in the defending spot or a pharmacy, or sometimes some horrible PTSD-inducing combination of the two.
Or you just get the crazy Mei Symmetra strat. Huge fan of the Mei Symmetra hat.
See, I find that everyone is a fan of watching it go down, but playing against it, not so much.
Oh yeah, no, that's an easy route to a broken keyboard. But I think that on Rialto, it's not as much as I want to see the Mei. I don't think we'll see it. I don't think we have any big Symmetra players right now on either of these teams.
No, I feel like if there's any map that you're going to see that Symmetra strat used at this level of play, it's always going to be Hanamura. Like, you have that court, you just dump down the teleporter, teleport over to point, and it's like the courtyard. Rialto has no such reservations. You have to walk over that bridge, you have to walk over one of those bridges, and you have to take the test. Can you sink? Can you swim? Can you speed boost past before they try and push you off?
And did you ever see that one Open Division clip where they do the Maywall, put the teleporter on top of the Maywall, but the opposing team did the exact same thing on the other side of the rooftop?
I did. But I've heard they've patched it.
No!
So...
Darn it!
No,
I was really hoping that Blizzard might embrace the cheese there.
I mean, I may be wrong, but I do remember someone trying to pull it off in some clip and finding to their horror that it wasn't quite viable any longer. But I mean, we'll probably be seeing the Mei. Let's be honest. Mei is just such a staple pick at this moment. If you don't have her, you're not necessarily already losing because of the way that you're doing your composition, but you are putting yourself at a huge disadvantage.
Very much so, especially on when you come into these corridor maps, as I like to call them. You have a lot of spaces throughout Rialto where you do really only have one way to push, because you have to stay with the payload. So it really does kind of limit your options of engaging when it comes down to, you know, maybe going on a flank or having an interesting roundabout way of getting to the point.
Yeah, so Rialto, very interesting. Yeah, you do have that sort of just one way that the attackers can push. For the defending side, no, they don't have to worry about any of those problems. They've got high ground to choose from, they've got middle ground to choose from, they've got staircases if they want to pick that as their poison. They've got all of these environmental kill opportunities if they want to go for it. And Steitel, it's happening. We wanted to see pharmacy.
I thought he was going back to spawn. I did. I thought he was going back to spawn right there at the end, and I was gonna get really sad about it.
I mean, Spoon is gonna have such a tough time though, because normally Spoon can just counter the Pharah, but the way that Grow Up Esports are actually playing this is very nice. They're setting up this crossfire to make sure that Spoon is just pressured out no matter which DPS he goes for. If he tries to just turn his attention wholly to Mangus, Xeno is just gonna reign free and able to just pump in damage from afar.
Yeah, you see there Spoon trying to do something from spawn, knowing that the Pharah is such a big issue, but as we've seen before, Blobfish has a big job ahead of them. But that booster buff for that D.Va is able to make it so that she can at least contest the pharmacy a little bit more.
There you go, boosting straight into their faces, trying to do exactly that, but does not get any pick from it.
On the flip side, however, you don't see a lot of real staying power for Grow Up Esports. So they're gonna have to give up a lot of free space before they got that initial pick.
Yeah, but they do have Xeno just trying to get this barrage online. It's gonna be a matter of whether or not the Thor is able to find picks, but Mangus doesn't need to worry about any sort of finding picks because gonna find Spoon's head. The Widow taken out, and Team 5-4, they're not running the Mercy. They don't have that res available for them, so they will just be waiting that traditional way, 30 seconds until they can come in with 6 people to this next fight. And so Grow Up Esports, well, they're just gonna be laughing. Baguette has been building up to the shadow. It's gonna have it online for the next fight.
That it is, and oh, Blobfish with an early kill on the Baguette. So much damage coming in from Xenox. That's difficult for that Reinhardt to get up. Oh, sorry, for him to fall. The kills are just going to continue to come through. Langer and Spoon carrying the mantle on this DPS role.
This is the drawback. This is the drawback you see when you run the pharmacy, because you have that Mercy who's just away from the team, and Yuki is actually just gonna swap onto the Lucio. Mangus gonna, Xeno gonna be going onto the Mei, but it may be a little bit too late. That payload running towards B.
Wow! That was a beautiful shatter coming out from Baguette to completely turn the tables here. I thought that Team 5 Bro had it.
In the bag for sure, but then the Nano comes in, the Shatter comes through, and Team 5-4 are going to be sent back to spawn. Yuki is now going to be on the Lucio, so all of the advantage that Birdie had for trying to pull the Shatters off with that speed boost, the surprise Shatter speed boost around the corner, is now going to be available for Grow Up Esports as well, but they don't have the ultimates. It's the thing, Steidel. Team 5-4, they just need to come in with quantity, not quality.
Oh, this engagement is now exactly what you want to see if you are Grow Up Esports. You've already taken out both DPS players. Oh, the commitment of the Diva Bomb comes through. And what is that? Is that a triple K coming out from Grow Up Esports? Manga showing us why he's been drafted on this team as a star DPS player. Look at that fight.
Oh, Team 5-4 are going to be wanting to look away from that fight. They put in that Shatter and that bomb ultimate that they're not going to have back anytime soon. And with 60 seconds on the clock is now working against them. Manga does have the Deadeye. Azir has got that Nano, so it will be going for a little bit of an electric cowboy, but they have to get Koala out of that mech first.
Oh, they are able to take care of Mangus in the first situation, but Baguette's going to get the Nano boost, making you very dangerous. Reinhardt, Langer does find Xenix into the back line. So good opening pick for Team 5 Bro as they initiate into this fight. Their Reinhardt takes a nap, and that's not what you want to see when a Diva Bomb's coming in. Oh, they do get the D-suit onto Blobfish, but Langer gets the kill onto Koala before Koala can get back in the suit, and that's where it opens up. Team 5 Bro is now ringing in the kills with 1, 2, 3. They're at the end. Even Azuri getting one onto the opposing DPS. The Maywall there for a glimmer of hope, but it's not going to get the job done as they move on through point 1. We're seeing Team 5 Bro with so much aggression.
Baguette was completely out of position in that last engagement, gets taken out, so the sleep that goes on to Birdie, it finds absolutely nothing. He had the Shatter online, he's not able to put it in because Baguette is just off in the side rooms. 1 versus 1 when his team needs the shield the most, and now Team 5-4, they've got a Shatter of their own. The mind games come into play, but Azir still has that Nano to put onto the back.
Oh, that was nasty. The combination of Deadeye and Shatter taking out both Spoon and Azuri in that fight. The only issue is so much committed from Grown Up Esports. Look at Team 5. Look at their ult bank.
Yeah, these guys, they're gonna be coming into this with the Shatter, with the Nano. The cleanup measures are all going to be there, but Grow Up Esports are in possession of the one ultimate I think anyone would want at this point, a Blizzard. They can put it in as long as that defense matrix is not available.
Soundbearer gonna go ahead and get committed from Ukiya, as well as the Shatter from Birdie, but the Blizzard is gonna put an end to that and an end to his dreams as he gets bullied into the stairwell. Spoon taking a nap as well. Karma being an absolute menace with these sleep darts throughout the rest of this fight as his team just easily cleans up the street.
And that's what happens when one team has a Blizzard and the other team has nothing to deal with it. It is an absolute just wash in the kill feed. Grow Up Esports claiming all of the picks. Team 5 Bro though, they are going to be coming in with a bomb, with a Deadeye. has to be careful. That is the 60 seconds left timer going off. They're gonna be starting to get a little bit frantic.
Oh, but Manga's getting an early kill into Azure. Nobody checking the high ground for the McCree. You've got to check your high ground. Another kill into Bobfish. Mangus, what are you doing? Oh, the McCree almost single-handedly dismantling this offense. This defense is absolutely superb. They have found their groove. Grow Up Esports, proving why they are currently 1-0 and why Team 5 Bro is 0-1.
Yeah, Team 5 Bro are going to be coming to this. Azure has actually swapped to the Mora to try to get a little bit of a faster time towards that payload to keep the team up and alive. Maybe build Coalescence faster than Nano, but it's going to be Grow Up Esports initiating with the bomb, initiating with all of these ultimates they have that it's not up for Team 5.
No! Langer tried to get on the flank for the Deadeye and he got met with a giant hammer slammer with the strike there. A horrible situation to be in and just completely overpowered at this corner. Team 5 Bro needs to go back to the drawing board, analyze what happened and quickly so this doesn't happen on their defense.
They just weren't really able to get cleanly to the payload. Where it stopped, they didn't look at the high ground. And yeah, I can say right now, McCree is not normally one of those things that you have to worry about dropping down on your head. Normally it's a Reaper or a Diva. But he finds so much value from getting those angles, those lines of sight, especially if you're just moving across a bridge. Shields are just so fragile at this moment that the slightest bit of pressure, you don't even need a Hansel to just lob storm arrows, and any revolver will do at this point of patches. And so if you're Team 5 Bro, the strongest that we saw them was when they were picking up on the cracks of Grow Up Esports. When Baguette is away from the team, they seize their opportunity, they move in, they know that the Rhine just is not there for the backup that the team needs, and so they will just capitalize on it. Where they fall apart is when it comes to positioning themselves, oddly enough. You have to check your corners, you have to check your high grounds, you have to be so hyper observant of everything that's going on around you, and you need, at this level of play, everything has to find value. You can't just simply throw away things because, yes, they may build up pretty quickly, but it still burns time off. And if you had a Nano for that last fight, if you'd maybe had a Coalescence built up to allow your front line to go a little bit more aggressively, then you might have gone just a little bit further. As it is, you didn't really get to see much of B at all.
Yeah, especially, speaking to, you said at this level of play, it's that effect where the better the skill levels get, the higher the SR we see these players at, the more important the smaller things become.
Well, you want to talk about small things? Dive is all about management, bubble management of Winston, defense matrix management of Diva. They are going to have to pull this off flawlessly.
Yeah, well, they're off to a good start, good coordination from the tanks to dislodge Langer from the high ground. Now they're simply selecting their next target, communicating, of course, in their chat. However, control over the point being taken up. You see the Winston getting into the backline. Baguette looking for the kill on Retrieve, but Koala gonna go ahead and take care of that as Mangus gets birdie at the end as well. Karma trying to bully Blobfish on this Zarya and doing a good job of doing so. So much space being made by this Diva-Winston combo of Baguette and Koala.
Yeah, but Team 5 Pro are going to respond to this instantly. They are going to go for these dive counters. So Langer is going to go onto the Reaper, instant counter to Baguette's Winston. Birdie's actually going to jump onto a Gorilla of his own just to try to get this contest going, get back to that payload faster.
The issue is the payload is already almost at the next point. Oh, is that a pulse bomb eaten? I think it is. Blobfish, the hungry Diva, they're able to start this fight off well, even though getting the opening kick as well. Koala, however, is the one grabbing two, if you're counting that mech, as they zone out the opposing Ana. Luki in a very difficult position. They have to keep their wits about them and stay alive. As we've seen, an Ana that can stay alive can completely change the pace of a map. And Mangus coming in big with a 2K at the very end.
Not just an Ana staying alive, but a team who'd been running the composition long enough to have built up ultimates. Team 5 Pro were coming into that fight at a disadvantage before they even set eyes on the payload, and now Grow Up Esports, they're going to still be looking to cycle through a couple of ultimates, still be looking to keep Team 5 Pro on their toes. Team 5 Pro trying to take up that high ground that we got to see and just find value with on the McCree. It's going to be a tough ask though, because both of these teams are vying for that one.
No one's paying attention to the payload. Oh, Bernie, you left that for the last minute. Finally hopping on as the kills come through for Team 5 Bro in this engagement. Waited till the last minute, but it paid off in this situation. I don't recommend trying that in your competitive games at home. Ladies and gentlemen, these are professionals. Semi-professionals.
Well, they've got ultimates as well for Team 5 Pro, so they've got a coalescence up, which is a little bit of a saving grace for them. Birdie also has the primal, so that can be such a pain to dislodge from the payload. Really buys time for everyone to just manage to pile back onto the defense. The Burpee Split is going to be the poke battle tonight.
Oh no, the primal rage comes out and they're so close to the canal. That monkey is trying to push them into the water, but failing at his job. The nano blade comes out from Xeno. Xeno able to find one. Death Blossom as well, not doing the same, not the tantamount amount of damage that they wanted, but a couple of kills are gonna come in for Grow Up Esports as they take map 2 and put Team 5 Bro on the ropes.
Yeah, Team 5 Pro once again sort of negate the payload duty. And so it rolls in with the Winston and the D.Va only just realizing as it went into the slow-mo defeat screen that maybe the positioning wasn't exactly where they were meant to be. Sometimes going after kills, well, yes, it seems extremely important at the time, can be, well, second priority.
And we did see, positioning be an issue for them both times in the exact same spot. On the attack, they continue to walk underneath a McCree. And how easy is it to get headshots if you have a bird's eye view of the fight?
So here's the difference in positioning errors, because both of these teams are making it. It's just a question of scale. Team 5 Bro, it's pretty much everyone forgetting to worry about a McCree or forgetting to worry about a payload. For Grow Up Esports, it's Baguette. It's when he was on the Reinhardt, and more importantly, it was when he was on the Winston as well. Goes for the dive. Koala actually had to boost in. They're both looking for the same pick, but they're not working together. They're not going in as that tank duo that you see the Winston and D.Va so often go in, as with the Winston jumping in and the D.Va there to back him up with defense matrix, because Winston is similar to D.Va, just a walking hitbox for anyone who is able to be even half competent at hitting their shots. But no, he goes in alone. He circles almost entirely around the back of Team 5 Bro, and his team are able to get the kills going that way, yes, but they were without a main tank. If Team 5 Bro had been able to capitalize on that, they would have easily won the team fight off numbers and numbers advantage alone.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like we're going into Volskaya Industries, and I have to say, not my favorite map in the game.
Why not? I like Volskaya. I find that it gets a little bit of a bad rep, but I find it can be a fun one.
Didn't they take away the dancing robot? Or is he
Wait,
still
there was a dancing robot?
Yeah, there's one of the robots off in the distance on Volskaya Industry is dancing. He's actually doing the robot as he's standing there. I don't know if one of our observers is going to be able to find that for some pre-game footage. If they are, I really hope they can snag it, if it's still a thing. But no, Volskaya Industry is not one of my favorite maps to play on. I feel like I've just never had a great game on Volskaya.
See, that's the difference. You've never had a great game playing Volskaya, but I've had some amazing games looking at how people go around Volskaya, because it has one of those killer chokes that can be such a nuisance to get through, but it has that workaround, that side that you can go all the way around with, rotate around the back, try to take the high ground away from the defending side, just pile in on point, push them into that little small room with the mega HP pack off the side, cram them up, and just decide when you're actually gonna move in for the kill.
Yep, and sometimes you might get a symmetric teleport around the back. Over the top. You do get there is a lot of versatility. I also challenge one of our teams to bring out the Hammond on attack.
Somehow this does not surprise me.
I want Hammond.
I mean, I adore to see Hammond as well, but I have a feeling that it's probably not gonna happen, just because there's so much CC in the game at the moment, right? So you have the Hammond, yes, when you want to sow the seeds of discourse into the backline of your enemy team. If you're going into a Mei and a Brigitte and a McCree and a D.Va who can boost you away, and a Reinhardt who can shatter you, and an Anna who can sleep you, that is almost 6 people just built around countering you.
I guess.
Fun to play, also has probably the most amount of counters in this game.
Fair enough. Blizzard, take note. Make Hammond invulnerable to CC at all times. I think
The
that'd
only
be
way
fair.
that I think they would be able to get away with that is if when he activates his armor pack, he just becomes invulnerable to being slowed down. That is
Okay.
the only way that you would be able to make that work. But
I
this
am
is
totally okay with that change.
this is
I think
not a
that'll change the game.
spitballing how we can improve Overwatch. This is getting to look at how these players are coming into what is currently live on patch. And currently live on patch, Hammond is not a good pick for this map.
Fair enough. I guess. Is Akita really going to come out on the Zenyatta? Is that something that we are going to get to see?
I mean, this is something that
Nope.
I believe was made big on Open Division, running those two off supports, but no, it's gonna be Yukia. Dashing the hopes and dreams of Zen mains everywhere. Gonna go back to the Ana. Because, I mean, anti-nades. They open things up. They are the ultimate before ultimates even come up online.
Yeah, the anti-nade is one thing, and also just having that Ana to heal up tanks that take so much damage, like Reinhardt and Diva, is really necessary right now.
Absolutely. You can't really go for that over-aggressive play that you see with that two off supports. You need that main vein of healing to be that because you know that you're going to be going up against something which requires it.
Oh no, beautiful Maywall coming out to start things off by Zenix, and that's going to be an easy 2 kills, 3 kills actually, for Grow Up Esports.
Yeah, Baguette managing to just swing the hammer away without a care in the world. Gonna be putting up to that shadow before Birdie even hits the quarter-way mark to his. Baguette coming out huge on the damage. Team Death just back him up. The healing comes through, and Team Fibro, they lost the main support, the first pick. Well, they lost the team all off because of it.
Coming into the second engagement, though, it seems like a little bit of miscommunication from Grown Up as they go into their initial rotation. Now on to the point. Their Reinhardt getting walled off by the Langer. They're able, however, to reconvene with their Reinhardt as the first kill comes through for Zenix. That's going to be good for the defense as it's now a 6v5 on the point. Azur answering back with a quick anti-nade on the Baguette that gets the final kill. And without a Reinhardt, things open up large for the team of Team 5 Bro. Birdie looking to get himself an Earth Shadow as quickly as possible with this nano boost coming in from Azuri. Has the shatter, almost has the shatter, has to back off from a nano boosted Mei, which is never something that you want to see. The hammer comes out and it's blocked by the ice block! Oh my gosh, Zenix able to get the ice block onto the hammer down, and it's gonna open things up for the defense now for Grown Up Esports. However, with a Blizzard and a McCree of their own, I think Team 5 Bro will be able to power on through, and what a shame. Beautiful play from Xenox.
I mean, where there's a mate, there's a way. Both of these mates coming up absolutely clutch in the moment for both of their teams. Team Fiber will be moving towards that point B. They will have Bomb, they will have a Sign Barrier and a Deadeye, so they can try and go for a little bit of a snowball, but Baguette does have that Shatter that can just shut their hopes and dreams down, especially if they wait just a little bit longer to use it, because Koala is coming up to a Diva Bomb of their own, and Birdie, well, it will be up to the Rhine to get that shield flipped in 2 different directions at 2 different times. Devastating combination.
The self-destruct goes in first, though, and it's not going to find anything. Not going to call it a wasted ultimate, but it's not going to do anything for the team on this initiation as Baguette finds the third kill of the fight. Blurdy able to find a couple of kills himself as the Spoon evening things out, making it a very easy fight for Team 5 Bro, as Grow Up Esports now relying on closer respawns to keep this contest alive. There goes the Diva Bomb, but a quick exodus of the point, except for Azuri, of course. Able to find them a little bit of purchase, as well as the kill on Langer. Now, evening things up, Grow Up Esports has the chance to keep this defense, and I think they'll take it. What?
If you wanted anyone to go down to a Diva Bomb, it's an Ana with a Nano on his side. Azure falls, and Team 5 Bro, the push just falls apart. All because of that one pick. They still have it on their side, though. It is currently the only ultimate up. The Nuclear will be approaching with their own. We'll probably get it online. So both of these rounds will just be duking it out. Hammer to hammer, shield to shield, steroid to steroid.
Ooh, big anti-nade from Uki to kind of halt the movement there. Luckily, nobody on either team really able to dive after these Anas after they're using these aggressive anti-nades. A lot of times you see that utility spent and somebody trying to punish the Ana for using it. Not in this scenario. Just picking your battles very carefully. Moving into the next engagement. Paywall, not gonna find much as well. Oh man, Tiny Crumpet, however, getting caught out. The Maywall cutting off their retreat, forcing them to fight, forcing them to face their inevitable fate as the rest of the team gets taken out. Zinix finding a couple of constellation kills at the end as well as Karma. But back to spawn goes Team 5.
Grow Up Esports.
Oh, not all of them.
Oh, nope, that's not quite just yet. That team going back to spawn. There we go. Blobfish gonna be taken out just now. So Grow Up Esports actually played it perfectly. Those anti-nades forced Team Viper to wait out the duration of the debuff. And that allowed Grow Up Esports to just buy time. You even saw Karma just going for the high ground, looks for the high ground once again, booping Team Fibro away so they can't get that commitment to the approach going, which buys Grow Up Esports all of the ultimates that they possibly want. In fact, so many of these teams have so many of these ultimates, it's gonna just be Q to win at this point.
Big hammer down coming out from Baguette after blocking the shatter as both Reinhardts receive their nano boosts and chase after their respective divas. And big anti-nade, however, on to Birdie, and Birdie not going to be able to live through that. And that's another 3 kills coming in for Grown Up Esport as they continue to hold fast here at the second Winnable Sky Industries, where we see a lot of teams struggle even to get the first portion, the first third of the point.
But that's because the point is just so wide. It's so open and in the air. All of these ultimates, blizzards, barrages, EMPs, there's nowhere to really properly hide from. So it is just so defense favored. The Team 5 Pro, they will be coming in with some of their own. Gonna be trying to get that high ground. Gonna do a little bit of a drop down. Brody does go a little bit earlier than the rest of the team, and so they have to scamper to catch up.
Oh, beautiful job, however, from Birdie, keeping that shield up and sturdy as Baguette tries to land the shatter. However, Zenix is going to find the opening kill as the Blizzard comes on and finds the baby Diva. Can they get a kill on a Koala? No, because there's beautiful healing coming out from the Ana. Uki doing a beautiful job of keeping her baby Diva alive. And now as the kills come through with a minute left, I don't know what can be switched up at this point by Team 5 to get an edge on Grow Up Esport. They're just gonna have to make do with the ultimates that they have.
Yeah, you can't swap. It's too close. You're not going to be able to build ultimates up of your own. So Team 5, they'll be coming in with the exact same composition that we've seen them coming in with. They have to have that sound barrier for when it comes Xenox's Blizzard, because this May has been keeping hold of it for, I think, the last 3 team fights. Hasn't needed to put it in.
Check your corners, guys.
Oh, they don't see it.
Out for the May. They don't see the May in the back line. There goes the Blizzard coming in, but the bomb! Oh! Finds 2 with the Diva bomb. And there is a sleep on to Birdie as the sound barrier comes out for Team 5 Bro. We've seen them have the upper hand before and still fall behind, but the boop on the Mangus gives me a little bit more hope in my heart for Team 5 Bro on this attack. They're able to grab the first control point. They just have to mitigate the respawns. The Maywall is there to do so. They can just kill Baguette. They'll be able to take this point. He freezes off the point. The control is there! And Team 5 Bro at the last minute possible, able to sneak in for a fantastical play.
And that is really all of the positioning errors of Grow Up Esports. The May, the sneak Blizzard, it's a nice idea, but it doesn't see the bomb come through.
I think I made up a word there.
I mean, he's so busy, wrapped up, thinking, oh, I'm gonna get such an amazing Blizzard. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna immediately shut this push down. Gonna get play of the game because of it, and then the bomb explodes over his head, and Xenix is got just a little bit unawares, and the ultimate that comes out and tries to find Vi. Well, it finds him instead. That's karma, surely. And if any team knows it, it's one who has the teammate named after it.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, he's like, oh, Karma, what are you doing? I'm on your team. But, you know, Karma's got to be fair.
Yeah,
Karma goes both ways.
You know, it's just, everything has a balance to it. You think that you're gonna be getting a 6K. It turns out, no, you're the one who's gonna be getting a
Well.
But, I mean, we did question whether Team 5 should have been swapping their composition up. a little bit earlier because what they were coming in with for the first couple of fights just didn't seem to be enough. But I'm gonna say it again, where this team finds their strength is when they see mistakes that their opponents are making, because they've capitalized on them time and time and time again. And so it will be them trying to get a little bit of a defense. They did pick it up in overtime, which means that they will be looking to try and get as much time off this clock as they possibly can, but they're giving up the choke! They're pulling back to point! Girl, let's get a free pass!
That could be extremely problematic. We've seen Grown Up Esports make the best out of a bad situation, and now they've been given a good one. Divas both battling up top as the Maywalls come out from both sides, trying to get the Reinhardts away from their respective teams, but it's Mengus coming out with the opening kill. Birdie gonna follow up as one as well in a 5v5. Team 5 Bro trying to keep his defense, but it's Grown Up Esports to continuing to come in with these kills. Mengus, Baguette, everybody working at their best and backing out when needed. A beautiful early Deadeye from Mengus threatens Team 5 Bro and forces them off the point as the first tick gets taken. Nano boosted Reinhardt, however, from Birdie, going to come back onto the point in ridiculous fashion, in fantastic fashion, if you will, but not able to find the shatter. He looked to get the McCree, missed out on that hit, and they're going to be able to give that up, and now they don't have a Nano nor a shatter for the next point.
They should have really, in my opinion, tried to hold a little bit further at the point, forced Group Esports to really properly fight to get to see the point, because now they have 5 minutes 42 seconds on the clock to hold. It is the complete opposite end of the spectrum. They have so much time against them. Ultimately gets them even. Xenox has the Blizzard, and Crumpet does not have that sand barrier. Defense Matrix, we haven't really seen that many eats so far in the series. It really has to come in now.
Oh, beautiful job by Blobfish there, checking the high ground for the McCree, dislodging him. Is it going to be enough, though? They are going to lose Mengus. Baguette, however, finding himself not only a shatter, but one that matters. He finds the kill into Langer as well. Deadeye from Spoon, not able to find a victim as Karma's sound barrier allows them to reinitiate back into the point here. Disu to the Diva, putting the freeze onto the point. This is bad news bears situation for Team 5 Bro, as the Nano boosted Reinhardt can do nothing in a frozen state. Oh, the block shatter as well. Baguette leading his team to victory here and now. Anti-nade onto Birdie, gonna make it difficult to get anything out of that situation. Baguette now 93% to another shatter. No doubt able to put that into this fight, but in a frozen and slept state, that could be a difficult thing to do. There's the high knee from Mangus, finding Langer in the backline. Blobfish finding Uki in the support line for Grown Up Esports. Team 5 Bro continuing to try and get this attack as best they, or this defense as best they can.
They're just holding, they're stalling for Langer, who has the Blizzard online. They need to let them make it through the door. This can change things for the team.
Yeah, pretty much nobody else there. There goes the Blizzard onto the point, not eaten by the Diva. The Diva actually getting frozen in the situation here. The shatter comes through from Baguette, but it's not going to find anybody. The kills are rolling through for Team 5 Bro as they begin to grab themselves a grasp on this situation and on this point.
I mean, I call this move the Hail Mary Hailstorm. And it works out for Team 5 Bro. They're able to just keep their bodies piling onto that point just long enough for Langer to make it out of spawn with that Blizzard, put it down, and just sling things immediately in their favor. Grown Up Esports, they must be a little bit hacked off. They really thought that was their point to take it. They only got one tick. However, they're moving in with Xenox having a Blizzard and Yukia there with that Nano for the immediate cleanup.
Yeah, and then a Diva Bomb soon as well from Koala, and that Nano's going to allow Baguette to get a shatter up as quickly as possible. The Diva Bomb finds Spoon, and Birdie fell earlier. Xenar's going to use that Blizzard to go ahead and mitigate a lot of possibility and value as the Nano boosted Diva gets taken out with ease. And now this is the take that they were looking for.
They just have to deal with the contest.
Yeah.
They just have to deal with Spoon on the Dim first, and it looks like it may be quite a short stint.
Oh, the perfect Maywall makes the Meteor Strike, a null and void ultimate there, mixed in with Karma's sound barrier and easy survivability for Grown Up Esports as they look to take this point with time to spare. Oh, Menga's waiting for a beautiful moment for that last little Deadeye.
I mean, Team 5 Bro, when it comes to the staggers though, I think they really come alive. We got to see that there was swaps onto the Doomverse to get just back into the fight faster. We got to even see Batiste coming in, because if you want anything to make sure that you're going to be able to stay alive in that contest scenario, Immortality Field. You don't have to build up an ultimate. It's immediately just there. It lasts just for 5 seconds now, but it can still save your main tank, save one of your DPS, stall it out for just a little bit longer. And Batiste, even though his healing has been hit with just a little bit of a tweak, it's still just insane the amount that it pumps out.
Ready.
Yeah, and you know, the switches are nice, the stalls are nice, but you really got to put yourself in a situation where you don't have to get that stall. I mean, just for starters, your goal is to take time off the clock, but you give up choke?
Yeah, that was really the biggest misstep that team made. Chokes are where you can just hold a team for 1 fight, 2 fight, 3 fights, sometimes even the entire map. You have to utilize what you are given by the map developers. Letting a choke just slip through your fingers, especially one as potent as Volskaya's, is probably one of the moments that this team are going to be looking back on and looking at, okay, this is where we really did go wrong. And Steichel, I'm going to let you fanboy for a little bit because you wanted to see it. And Corona Esports are obliged.
Oh no! Oh, Karma, no! Oh, the flawless sim teleporter, but Karma somehow falling off of the map there at the very end. I think that might have botched the whole thing. They saw the death on Karma and immediately Team 5 Pro knew where they were.
Yep, they clocked straight onto that strategy. It's been used so much.
Oh,
That's why
Karma.
it doesn't really get run. But you had like so much time on the bank, you need to pick up that one tick. You can afford to go for a little bit of a crazy zany play to blindsight your enemy and then swap to an actual composition where you're going to be trying to build up ultimates.
It turns out the biggest detriment to Karma, the biggest threat to grow up esports is the environment. You're coming in with a fantastic push. Once again, mispositioning Team 5 Pro as they initiate onto the point, finding themselves the opening 2 kills, make that the opening 4 kill, 5 kills. It's just the Diva. Oh, man. That's going to be an easy first take. And, well, not even a first take. They don't need the whole point. They just need that first third.
Yeah, so Team 5 Pro, well, yes, they couldn't really use the choke in that first engagement. Could probably have tried to get a little bit of a presence at it on the second one, but I think they were just in too much of a scattered, fragmented state.
They were waiting for the runaround again. So they had half their team in one spot, half the team in the other.
But it doesn't work out like that, and there we go. Bloodfish gonna be getting quite a few environmental kills, showing the true horror that those Diva boosters really are just wreaking on teams. But I mean, it's been, I think, an eye-opener for Team 5 Pro, if anything, because there are some glaring mistakes that this team have made, which I think if they knuckle down on and manage to sort out for the next series, they'll become so much stronger. And they're easy ones to fix as well. You just have to go through a couple of VOD reviews, point out, okay, maybe this is something that we should have put more importance on. Maybe we should have pulled back here or gone in there, or pressed tab to see whether any of the hero changes had come on through, it being 15 seconds after the match had started, so that you know that you're not going to need to go for that run around and look for the rotation of the Symmetra teleporter. But Grown Up Esports, they gave us the show today.
They did. They gave me the show that I wanted. I got to see my sim, and it came with a funny environmental kill, which I am 100% in favor of. But I will say though, this is not a situation where Team 5 Pro lost the match. I definitely think this is a situation where Grow Up Esports won the match, because basically all that Grow Up really did was everything that Team 5 was doing a little bit better. You know, when it came down to, you know, capitalizing on mistakes, Team 5 did it. Grow Up Esports did it a little bit better.
I would say on Volskaya, yes, but I would actually admit that Team 5 Pro capitalized on Grown Up Esports mistakes much better on Rialto. But when it came to Volskaya, unfortunately, they weren't able to find the same amount of success, and that is why they'll be going over with defeat today.
Sadly, it is a 3-0 for the side of Group Esports, and it's only sadly because I wanted to see more Overwatch.
You just wanted to see more Symmetra strats, didn't you?
I maybe.
The truth comes out
just a little bit. Just a little bit. But I'm just sad that now we have to say goodbye to everyone. because that's all we've got for the day.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, it's been a wonderful series. We've got to see so many things that I don't think either of us expected to get to see.
Very true.
And that always does put a smile on my face, seeing teams come out with something that doesn't quite stick to the meta that we're so used to just seeing again and again and again, because it grows old pretty quickly and it grows
does.
counterable even faster.
Very much so. But what puts a smile on my face is this beautiful community that ELO Hell has nurtured. I mean, if you like the games that you see, make sure you follow the channel. And if you'd like to get involved, if you'd like to play with some other Overwatch people, there is a Pugs link in the chat that you can go ahead and join. And it's a really fun environment. Me and Moxie, it's over here. Me and Moxie have often been casting those Pugs. So if you'd like to just come and, chat around and play some Overwatch, it's a place you want to be. And then if you want to get involved and get good and start competing, ELO Hell's Discord is where you're going to find that team. So make sure you join up on the Discord, as well as follow on Twitter. Follow Moxie on Twitter so you can see when she's doing all of her wonderful casting as well. But I think that's going to do it for us here at ELO Hell. I am Stitle24. My casting partner is Got Moxie. And from all of us here in production from ELO Hell, we thank the teams and you guys at home for coming out for today's Overwatch.
Xbox, are you ready for year 2? The Lane Sauce's Xbox Showcase returns for a new season. It will be an Overwatch Xbox only tournament gathering the best players of the console scene. Starting March 4th and running through March 6th, 16 teams will compete in a double elimination bracket to win a growing prize pool with a starting $250. Think you have what it takes? Sign-ups are open now on elohell.gg/LXS. See you out there.
Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? ELO Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh no! Kill! Let's go.
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played. Competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the ELO Hell Pickup Games Discord and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in game.